Um. Um.
Because yeah, unless you want me to like,
I could play it through rhythm, but no, I can't. Oh wait, hang on. Oh no, because we can't skip to like
well, do you have the
5 minutes.
most
Oh,
recent
15 minutes.
one that Agent posted, like the one without the like hour and a half of nothing in between? Hang on.
No.
Copy link address. Copy paste. Okay, so this one I think is um the one without it.
Where are you sending this?
I put it
Oh,
in general.
okay. Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So where are you starting from? What
Can
time?
everyone hear me?
Okay. Hang on. Let me. Actually, that might be better. Yeah, it'd probably be better because then you can just see the whole window. Actually, no, it's because that's fucking cancer to look at. Shit. Okay, then we'll just go like that. I would say we just start at like 00 and then just hit start, you know?
Okay. Just count down.
Alright. We'll go one go, so we'll say 3, 2, 1, go, okay?
Okay.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
That might be an issue. Oh wait, what?
What?
Oh, it's just because he closed. Because there was sound coming, like the
Right.
game sounds, and then
Can
it just
everyone
stopped.
hear
But
me?
it's because he closed Northgard.
Just say yes, yes. Okay, okay, perfect.
Let's turn it up a little bit.
It's all the way up.
All right, so welcome everybody. Welcome to
Roshi's
this
just quiet as fuck.
AMA.
Are you watching
I
through
hope
my
you
stream?
guys are well.
Oh, hang on. I need to turn you down.
Yeah. I was gonna say, are you watching
Okay,
through
there
my
we go.
stream?
No, I'm watching.
Are you just watching the video?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I stopped at 032.
I'm at 052.
How the fuck did you get up there so quickly?
That's how fast seconds go.
Okay, hang on.
I'll be.
Okay, there we go.
Why did you stop that?
What? Hello? Pursue? Are you dead?
No, I'm here.
Okay. So you're at 052, yes?
Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Are you at 052?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I'm ready.
Alright. 3. Wait, hang on. Do you have Skype?
Yes.
Give me your Skype and we can just share screen.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll pick up audio though. That's the problem. This is so difficult.
Hang on.
Okay.
No, that won't work.
No?
It doesn't pick up
Ah,
the
shit.
audio because it'll pick up the audio from your mic, not from the.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm at 052, so if you're ready, we'll just spacebar it, okay?
Okay.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, space.
First, talk. It will be hard to read everything while talking. So if you, I'll try to check the chat. Oh yeah, on the phone I'm not sure it's working. So yeah, I was saying that I'll be first presenting the company, the game, why we did such an awesome game. Then I'll answer most of the most frequent question regard the Northgard, its lore, its early development, and then I'll answer your questions. Is that okay?
This is pretty cool to see, like in general. First comment.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I guess it will. So let me first introduce myself. I'm Adrian. I joined Shiro Games last month as a community manager. Shiro Games is an 11 people company. We're soon to be 12. We are welcoming a producer next month. And
What
among
is that
the
noise?
11 people,
Is that Shadow?
that are working here,
When you want
9
to say
of them
pause,
are
like
working
pause to
full
talk about
time
something,
on
just say pause.
Northgard,
Okay.
and they're trying to improve the game by adding new features, correcting bugs or like that. Okay, my mic is cutting out. Is it better now? Just tell me. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So 9 people on Northgard, 2 programmers, 2 3D artists, 1 concept and artistic director, the guy who sent you the wallpapers, for example. We have 2 game designers, an animator, and me as the only person on marketing and community development. So the company main project, of course, is Northgard, but we also have smaller projects. One of them being on mobile devices. So we had a lot of questions on Twitter and Steam regarding. No, it won't be a Northgard Lite on mobile. No, we have other things to. That's not a bad idea, actually. It won't be a Northgard like, but maybe we can think about something cool in the future. Yeah, I know. There have been some tests with RTS on mobiles, and even not only on RTS. I don't know if you tried the Civilization mobile game. It's quite good. So I won't read everything because I won't be able to speak anymore. So why Northgard? This is one of the questions that came back a lot. Oh, forgot to do something. Just do that. Wait a second, sorry.
Do you know when he actually starts like talking about like the question?
I don't think it's too long
Okay.
because Shadow gets pissed off here, and then that's when he starts answering questions. I got halfway through the video and I have like a full A4 side of paper about the questions.
Yeah, I'm literally writing stuff down as we go, so I can make markers for when I do the editing bit of this. Cause you have him. He's not talking right now, correct? He went to go do something.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
He's not talking.
Keep it in English.
See, I can't be bothered to make a YouTube for my channel just yet. So
oh, why not?
I don't have to do it. Well, I don't really have the time or the skills really.
Hey agent, I have an issue because my mic isn't recording on the shadow play. Can you record the stream, please?
Oh yeah, did you know Agent is like an Aussie?
I did not know he was.
Yeah, well, I think he's an Aussie. He sounds like Australian. It's really funny. I was like, you don't. Just the way I've like interacted with him before, he just doesn't. I don't know. I didn't expect it. I was like, oh, hello. It was a pleasant surprise.
Okay, perfect. So, Northgard references and origins. Mostly it was the Settlers, Banished, and the Civilization series. The team wanted to create an RTS game with an economy management dimension, and they thought it would be cool to add a survival dimension, as in strategic survival that it's actually why the blizzard are so annoying in in Northgard. Is just the survival dimension was something they really wanted to have a strong aspect in the game. And so yeah, we also had a lot of questions. Why did we choose a Viking environment? I posted some early access concepts, some early concepts about a Western RTS. Um, the Viking mythology, their relation with nature, and the importance of animal representation um, was some way a guarantee to have a strong and wide lore in the background of the game, and the discovering, exploring, and colonizing side of the Viking culture, which is really important which was really important in their culture. Um, Actually, when you think about it, the Viking discovered the American continent before Columbus did. So that's something that it was important in their culture, and so we thought it would be perfect for an RTS game in which discovery, exploration is an important aspect of.
Okay, pause.
And like,
I'm at like 8:16. Are you around there real quick?
8:15. That's pretty good.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what are your thoughts about like a naval aspect to the game? Because I know I've seen this a couple times, and obviously, it sounds like Broshi is sort of hinting at the exploration aspect of Northgard. I mean, what do you think about it?
I think it's probably logical.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I don't know if we've been over, I can't remember if we've been over it already or if he goes over it later, but they like the Viking aspect and the way that it interacts with the Vikings. So the Vikings had ships, they had the combat was similar to what's in the game already, and then they've got the gods as well and the lore that kind of go in that direction. So I think adding the sort of water element to it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
How they do it is different. So one of the things that I was thinking about when I was going through this is maybe if they add, so the new tiles, I don't know, I think the new tiles hasn't come in yet, but one of the new tiles could be like a river. So there could be like water running from your base to, like if you say go out 3 tiles from your main tile,
Mm-hmm.
then there's like a big pool. It's like the swamp, but it's just a big pool of water. And then you can send out like ships or sort of little rowing boats.
Oh, I get you. That'd be cool.
And things like that. Or you could send in units that you've created, like archers or whatever, in your base. You add them to the ship, and then you send the ship away.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's one of the things that I've sort of been trying to go through and trying to think of how they could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would be a cool aspect to add to it, other than just mercenaries. It would make it. I think one of the things that I would quite like them to do is make it more complex. So it's not just like one meta. It's like a lot of things can counter a lot of different things.
Right. Ooh, sorry.
So I would quite like to see. I think I would quite like to see it, but how they do it is sort of. It could be quite complicated and overpowered, I guess, as well.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that's supposed to be the aspect of the game, anyways. Though, like, it would be cool if they started like. I think what they would want to look at maybe is like a layer-esque sort of game where you start off with just kind of naturally exploring tiles around you, and then once you find your river, then, you know, it gets to that second stage where, okay, now it's more of like a mobile river-esque kind of game, and then it hits that third stage where you are moving your units around on land in general, but then you're also using the rivers as like a raiding method kind of deal, you know?
Yeah. You could incorporate the river into quite a lot of different things. You could have fishing in the river, like harpoons, but it would be like...
make harpoons actually useful for the bear? What? Crazy.
That kind of thing, but you could have it like as a separate building for like a new building, like a different type of fishing, like you're catching... Oh, they could have like fishing on sea tiles, for example. It might be a lot slower than like harpoons and stuff, because you're guaranteed one, basically. But... that's something that I think they could add in as well.
That'd be cool.
Or maybe have the tiles so you can go out into the sea. Like you could go capture out into the sea and do things out there, like build your ships. Like you have to have the ship dock or something in the sea. You have to build that before you can have water units and things.
That'd be, yeah, like a harbor or like a a dry dock or something.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
cool.
yeah, something like that.
I would. Here's another thing. I've seen this a couple times. But basically like RNG. How do I describe it? It'd basically be like every spring or something, like every once in a while, one of the disaster effects would be like a whale would like wash up onto the shore, which you could, feast on. But if you didn't get rid of it after a certain time, wolves would spawn on the tile. So it's almost like a quote, like a natural invasion or like a natural mercenary invasion, but you can still benefit from it if you're quick enough.
Yeah, that's a quite cool idea. I like the idea of that. I think something that I think would be quite cool as well as having disaster events, have positive events, but you then have to use resources to benefit from it.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
a whale could wash up, and you'd have to send units to take away, say, your warriors because you have to hack through the outer
The
layer
flesh and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like so it sort of occupies units, which makes you vulnerable to attack and things like that. So it's not just a case of we've got positive events.
That would be cool.
It's
I
like
would
a
like to
positive
see
event that
some
you have
positive
to.
events. That's actually a really good suggestion. I mean, yeah, we always have these like negative ones, like a whale washing up, or I don't know, everyone gets Freya's blessing for the year or something. Like it's a good season, so like if for like 3 months through like the summer areas, there's just a naturally increased like food production or something. I don't know. That'd be really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Maybe something like hunters can benefit from like you can create, so for the deer hunter deer hunt tile, you could say if they bring in archers, for example, like say archers can now benefit from the hunter tile, and it wouldn't increase. Wouldn't have to increase the capacity of the hunter tile, but you could just stick them in there to get a bit of extra food, not like +1 or something.
So like
then you've got that, but then your archers are taken up by the tile.
that would be really cool. Okay. I mean, anything else before we continue?
No, I don't think so. I think
Okay. All right. On the count, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh shit, didn't go. Fuck.
Like also unlike the Greek and Egyptian mythology, the Viking gods were still existing, still worshipped rather recently around. No, it's okay. So yeah, the Viking culture was quite recent. Their golden age ended. Yeah, please do not send me private messages. Please. It won't be. It will be really disturbing during the answer questions. Please. And I won't answer these. Okay, I will only answer on the question that are in the chat. So yeah, so these are the reasons why we chose a Viking environment. And yeah, so now it's well, I'll take your questions. I just address a few of them because I know they are going to be there. So Northgard is coming on OS 6 devices on Mac, but not today, and it will be available when the game will be officially released. So in the beginning of 2018. Okay, so this is like the most asked question, and I think it's important to deal with now. Thanks for the tips. So, do you have any question, guys? I think you do. I'm sure you do. Yeah. Art, you can leave this your question here. So the dedicated servers, it's a question that we also had a lot, and I think it's also cool that that we start by that. How can We know that there are a lot of issues with lags
Shadow
and
tilted so
disconnection
quickly.
in multiplayer games, and we really want to
That's Shadow
address
Free.
this problem. However, you guys must understand that opening dedicated servers isn't something that one can do in one day. It requires a little bit of development, like a lot of development. We are confident we will find a solution in the upcoming month, and it's a very serious matter for us, but I cannot tell you when there will be a stable solution for your multiplayer games. There will definitely be one for the release, for the official release, and we are trying to find a good solution as soon as possible. We are on it, guys. Be sure. Does share games like memes? Yes, we do.
Memes.
Mems. Mems confirmed.
The lore, trade, and fame conditions. Will you revamp them? No, I think they're a part of what makes the game really interesting. It's one of the things we really liked in games such as Civilization, and we really wanted to keep that in the game. Will we modify them? Maybe, yeah. In terms of balancing, I think we think that there are a lot of things that could be done better, but we will not change like drastically the way the game is working. A new defense building for the Echo faction. What is that Echo faction? Not sure. Because Lou Rush. Yeah, because the Wolf Rush is very hard for defense. Okay, so regarding the Wolf Rush, this is something also that I know that many of you guys are asking. We will have like today or tomorrow we will push a patch to correct some of the bugs, and there will also be some balancing between the clans. The wolf will be nerfed in this patch. If you want, I can. So yeah, for the wolf, the wild animals will give less food. It will be 30 food for wolves and 140 for bears. And the happiness provided by a military unit will be sliced by 2.
Okay, pause. I'm at 1333. Where are you?
1333.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So he just went over the wolf rush with, I think it was what, wolves only give 20 food and bears 140, right?
Well, yeah, that's what it is, but he said 30 food for wolves.
Okay. Wolves 20, bears. What do you think about this new change?
I think that really makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, I think even if they nerfed it to 10 for wolf, 70 food for a bear, it really doesn't make that much difference. It's not necessarily the amount of food. I think early game it would have a big difference, but sort of when I've been playing wolf, I'll leave one wolf in the tile. So during winter, if I'm starving, I can just kill that one wolf, and then it stops me starving for like 3 seconds.
Right.
But it resets your sickness.
Yep.
Timer, I guess.
Yep.
So they need to address. I think more. So I think what they should do is, you can only get say 50 food from a wolf tile and 150 food from a bear tile, no matter how many you kill. So once you've cleared the wolves, you get 150 food or 50 food or whatever. Once you've killed them all, and then you don't get any more, even if new ones spawn.
Yeah. See, because when I was reading the patch notes, because I broke a little, and I went to look at some of the patch notes that was discussed over the AMA. When I was looking at the wolf nerfs, I was just like, this doesn't exactly stop the rush. It will slow it down a little, but it won't remove the issue, you know?
Yeah, and for people who are really good at wolf, you can get through your sort of the building process, where you build your army and you sort of you don't sort out your economy, but you establish it. You can get through that so quickly that it doesn't matter if you get less food later on in the game.
Right, exactly, because
beast through it, and because you're getting so much money from killing the enemy units, you can just buy it from the marketplace.
Yeah, that was kind of one of the things I was looking at. It was also like what you'd mentioned that leaving a wolf on the tile and then just clearing it when they were ready, having just leaving a wolf den. If you find one, just cleaning the tile and then just leaving the wolf den because the wolves will just naturally respawn anyways, and it doesn't matter if it's reduced. You can still, like you said, if push comes to shove and you need to reset the sickness, you can always just jump back in and get the food back. So
Yeah, I do that quite a lot. So if I have a wolf cave at the back of my base
mhm,
or to the side, for example, it's not in the way between me and the enemy. I'll
mhm.
just leave it and just put a tower next to that tile so that if I get attacked, it just dies.
Yeah, and
And
that's another
I
thing.
can just clear it.
When wolves attack the wolf clan, they still get the food for it. So it really, again, it really doesn't hinder them because now the wolves are literally just throwing themselves at you. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think it's a bit. They need to address that
mm,
that sort of infinite food supply issue.
okay. All right, you ready?
Yeah, good to go.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Regarding the wolf rush, I know that it's not something that only a little nerf can solve, and it's not. It's actually something that we wanted to have, like the possibility for a clan to attack very rapidly, very quickly, and to be able to end a game really soon. But this must require more skill that it does now. We are aware of that. And we also think that many of the abuse of the wolf rush is due to combat system exploits, the tile density technique, um, such things. So um,
See, I feel like
first,
they're going about it
we
just in
really
the
want
wrong way, you know?
to check the win rate
Yeah.
ratio. The win rate ratio after this patch and after the patch that is coming in September that concerns only combat mechanics. I think you're really gonna like what we're gonna do on this. And after that, if the wolf rush is still a problem, we thought about other solution that could slow its progression. For example, the possibility to to have to need an upgrade to need to upgrade the scout camp to be allowed to scout enemy territories, so that the wolf clan won't be able to just discover a straight line towards the enemy and then rush in his face without having developed the scout camp to level 2.
Okay, pause real quick. I'm at 1522.
Mine didn't pause, so I'm at 1526, but that's fine.
Okay, I'll just jump a little bit, that's fine. Um,
So that's what I was talking about earlier when I was asking
yeah.
if you
Go ahead, sorry.
or if you'd upgraded. I think that's probably quite a good idea, but it is going to be annoying because many clans that I've played
Mm-hmm.
in the past, so even when I play bear and things, I don't tend to upgrade anything.
Yeah.
Like at all. I upgrade nothing.
Here's
So I think
my
having to mine it is sort of a
Hinder.
I would only do it just to upgrade that one scout camp. That's the
Mhm.
only reason I'd mine.
Well, my thing is though, like the wolf clan, there's always a wolf den somewhere, and it's typically 2 or 3 tiles, just like the Draugr camp, away from the wolves. So they kill the Draugr, they capture the Draugr tomb. Okay, no problem. They're gonna just find a wolf den, clear that because they still get the benefit for clearing it, and then they're going to just capture that, and there's the 5 stone they need for. Oh no, because you need the 10 stone to upgrade the town hall, and then the. Okay, I see where they're going with that.
Actually, I don't know if it's gonna make sense, but it also seems kind of they're lagging the game on a bit too much. Because I mean,
you're roboting.
Oh, hang on a second.
It might just be the push to talk because it sounded like it was just not registering.
Yeah, it's because I think my drivers are out of date for my preamp.
Oh no.
I'll update them after the stream. I just unplug it and then plug it back in, and it's usually fine for a while.
Okay.
what was I saying? I think it'll drag the game on too much. So one of the things I saw on Reddit a while ago was somebody complained about the length of his games. And when at the time I was getting 20 to 30 minute games tops, I was playing Wolf, sort of the Wolf Rush kind of meta. And I looked on his post, and it said that he was getting between an hour and a half games.
Holy shit.
And as sort of, I don't know if that's the route they want to take. They want games to last a long time, kind of like League of Legends and other games, and they last quite a long time. But I think sort of that would take away from the game a bit. What I quite like about it is it's not overcomplicated, and you can pick it up pretty quickly. And the games, they're not really quick, and they're also not too long. I think it's about right at the minute.
Yeah.
And I think introducing this would make it.
They're just prolonging
the meta. So you would go from domination winning most games to, for example, trade, where you just spam
trade posts,
marketplaces, and trading posts, just to get as much as you can. And I think that sort of as like introducing another way or a preferred way of winning that's not domination would be quite fun. I feel like that kind of way of winning, if everybody's just doing that, it just get boring a lot quicker than, because there's at least a skill ceiling with Wolf.
Well, see, that's actually where I was. I absolutely agree. I don't think prolonging the game so that the other clans have more time to work with before they get rushed. That's, again, it's not really changing. It's not really addressing the problem. It's just kind of pushing the window back a little bit so that it's more in line with when other clans kind of start powering up. Which, I mean, yeah, you're keeping with the Wolf's danger level, but it doesn't address the problem. The problem is there will always be that one guy that knows how to rush somebody, and that will always be a problem. And I absolutely agree.
Yeah,
I
totally agree.
I think sticking with that 25 to 30 minute window is absolutely perfect for an RTS game, because it's just long enough where you're like, okay, you know, I played the game out. It was a hard fight. I won or lost. You know, oh well, stuff happens. But shooting for that like 45 minutes to an hour standpoint, that's kind of like you're getting into that zone where it's like, okay, how much time can I sit down and play today? Because I'm only going to get through like 4 games of Northgard, or I could go and play 12 rounds of StarCraft.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So I'm playing Rocket League in Northgard. Depending on how long I've got, for example, if I'm waiting for food to be ready, or if I'm playing before I'm going to work, Northgard, because games can last longer, I tend to play on Rocket League before I'm supposed to be doing anything. Yeah. Because it's only 5-minute games. And I think Northgard, it's got like that intermediate kind of level. It's a bit longer, but it's not too long. And I think if they introduced that, it would just be too long. And you sort of have to dedicate a period of time. So you'd say, I'm going to go back and play Northgard for 3 hours or something. And you'd have to like it's not just a game that you can just turn on and play. Exactly.
And that cuts down on your fan base already, because then you're reaching more into the games like Stellaris. And I think I actually made a video about this where I was talking about 4X versus competitive. It's like, if you're going to go down the route of 4X, you need to be ready to have a lot more than what's currently available. But if you want to go towards more competitive, which I think this game should go towards, you have a lot of things going for you. You just need to you need to add a little bit more complexity. You're talking about the rivers and the archers. I think that's a fantastic idea. It just, it now needs to get added in.
Yeah, I think that's what we're waiting for. So because it's such a small company and the team is really
right, things just take time.
It just takes a long time. I think they probably got a lot of ideas that they just can't develop, because he said they've only got 2 programmers.
Yeah, they have
sort of fixing bugs with one programmer, and then the other programmer is developing new things. It's going to take them a long time to develop anything. Never mind the big things like servers.
Well, I mean, the fact that they're still producing at such a rate. I mean, he mentioned a combat patch in September, like you said, 2 people working on all of this stuff, plus they're also working on new release stuff, plus they're working on getting servers going, plus they're doing a combat patch. It's amazing. Talk about being doing the job you love, because holy cow, that is some dedication right there. All right. Are you anything else you want to add before we continue?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
Okay. All right. I'm at 15:27, so I'll just say 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Okay. Yeah, Yeah, that's fine.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I think my
It's
sound might have gone
actually
off. Is he speaking? Never
quite
mind.
a
Never mind.
huge change.
Okay.
Losing 20 food per wolf, it changes a lot in the survivability. For example, a lot
Can we pause for a second?
of
Yes.
wolf players.
What's up?
Just, I know it's about the wolf thing. Like, I feel like he shouldn't really be making that many mistakes, to be honest. Like, he said, the first mistake was he said that wolf is being reduced to 30 food when it's 30 food already, and then he's just said wolf's being reduced by 20 food, but it's only been reduced by 10.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's changed after we've done this, because the patch came out today, didn't
Yes.
it? Or
Yeah.
last night.
Today or last night, basically, as soon as the AMA was done, it was out.
Yeah. So he said, so it won't have changed. So I think he's just got a couple of those things wrong. I kind of don't feel particularly confident in the answers he's given.
Well,
okay, I'm good to go.
it could just be. I mean, at least I don't know what the time zones. I have to say for this AMA were just crap. The AMA time for me was like 8 a.m. and I think it was better for more EU times, that's fine. You know, I don't mind waking up early for some good old Northgard, but like, why a Thursday? Can we talk about that? Why a Thursday?
Yeah, I don't know why they did Thursday either.
Please.
Like, I thought they might do it at the weekend, and then if not the weekend, they do it in the evenings. So like 8 p.m. here or 10 p.m. here or something, which is like mid-afternoon for you, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you're like 6 or 7 hours behind us. So it would have been a good time for everybody.
Exactly.
But like 2 p.m. is like peak time for people at work in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
It's really early in America.
Yeah.
And then in Eastern Europe, it's sort of you just come into the end of your workday where people are going to be eating and things. So.
Yeah.
I
I mean, like I said, I don't mind waking up at 8 a.m., but like, come on. Do it like on a Saturday when there's guaranteed no one's going to be working, and if you are, then you probably wouldn't be able to do it anyways if you're working on like a Saturday. And then do it at like a reasonable time where, yeah, you're not going to be able to get everyone, and some people are going to have to wake up early, and I'm okay with that, you know? Like I said, it's no problem, but like if you can hit like early morning for USA, mid-afternoon for EU, and then mid to late afternoon for EU West, then you pretty much got as much of an audience as you could hit without, you know, favoring one specific group or one specific region.
Yeah, totally.
Because like perfect example would be like, you know, if let's say in the wonderful world of if this game takes off and you're trying to do an AMA for anyone in the Asia continent, you're going to be 12 hours behind for anything. So if you set it for like, you know, 6 p.m. EU, that's going to be like 6 a.m., 6 or 7, a.m. for the guys over in Asia. And that's just, you know, you're going to have bad times regardless. It's just a matter of maximizing how many people you can get without hurting all of one region or most of one, or, you know, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
All right. Rant over about the timing. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, I'm at 1546. Are you around there?
Yeah, I'm at 1546. So.
Okay, perfect. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Players struggled during winter and were saved only by killing
Pause it for a
wild
second.
animals. It won't.
Okay. What's up? I think I'm in the bathroom. Excuse me.
Okay, good to go.
Okay.
Sorry, I was asked a question.
You're good. All right.
By my family.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
It won't be as easy as it is now.
Oh, hey, look, it's my questions.
Will all spawn camps get like a chieftain type unit? What are you talking about? Maybe about an exclusive chief unit, like the Shield Maiden and the Berserker? No, I don't think so. However, some clans will have more unique units.
Okay, so it does confirm for better unit diversity. I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to work on the UI to to give more precision to the players on what they are gaining, losing, and such things.
Oh yes, better precision for the resources. Thank you. Oh, dude, he's putting them all in at once. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he does go through them all. To be fair, he does answer.
Oh, really?
For the
Yeah.
map
Oh, that's
specific
sweet of him.
objectives, so we are going to add in the next few months several of the new tiles that are really cool. I think you guys should like it. Right now, I don't think it's not map specific objectives. It's more tiles that help you going to a specific type of victory, and we'll be unraveling these shortly. I think during September you will
Oh, there
have
they
a
all
lot of
go.
more details about that. Sheep Hater said, from Shiro Games company description, I've read the company is working on small project that take one year to develop. Are you going to support Northgard after the release? Or will early access be the end of it? No, early access won't be the end of it, and that's mainly thanks to you guys. Actually, the early access period was planned to last only 6 months, but because you were so many to support us, we wanted to be more and more ambitious about the game, so we added a lot of new cool features. And no, the release won't be the last update. Don't worry about that. The combat patch is going to be released during September, late September. Spectator mode, it's something we want to, and maybe it will be here for the release, but it's not that easy to develop. Maybe when we will have if we have dedicated servers, it would be more.
Oh, it's coming after dedicated
Easier.
servers. I mean, I understand. I cry, but I understand.
So for the clans, what is Share Games' favorite clan, and how many do you plan to make? We actually, all of us have different preferred clans. For me, the bear clan was really cool has really cool features. I just love the armored bear. But my boss, for example, plays with the raven clan all day long. So yeah. And how many do you plan to make? We want to release another clan before the official release, and after that, we think about adding other clans in extension or things like that. Will there be a general chat? What do you mean? What did Ghost mean, Agent, by general chat? Is that only like to be able to speak to your enemies?
It's like a in-game general chat. No,
Art,
that's not what I
the
meant.
button return all villagers to their previous work. Yeah, that's something. It's something we wanna add.
Yeah, I was trying to
Yes,
reference
UI
like
mode improved.
Here, can we
As
pause real
already
quick?
told. Being able to
Yeah,
ban players from a lobby.
Oh my god, pause. Okay, there we go. I'm at 2040. Shit. What I was referencing to was I was hoping that we could possibly have like a when you start up Northgard, maybe on the right hand panel or something, you have like a general lobby chat. So it'll automatically add you into this chat where everyone will kind of already be signed in. So
Yep.
you don't have to go to Reddit or the Discord. There's something in the game that you can physically talk to people without having to go through a different thing, basically.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that I would like to add in, because I know, for example, in Overwatch they have that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would say is maybe going to be an issue for it is the amount of people that'll be in there.
Oh, of course.
So because they don't have like dedicated servers and things, I don't know how they would split off the people into groups, for example. Like I know that in Overwatch, I don't know how they do it, but it's not everybody in one thing.
Right.
And I think the average. Hang on, let me just get Steam charts.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, I know that it wouldn't. It's that thing specifically is very much a polish. Uh,
Yeah, no.
it's very much a,
Um,
like after spectator mode has been able, after dedicated servers, after all the clans are out, after everything's been balanced, something extra basically.
quality of life thing, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the issue would be there's about 1,000 players average at the minute. So if you've got 1,000 players all in one chat, you'd never be able to read anything.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be flowing so much. Yeah, no, it'd be like, I mean, it'd be kind of like how we have it for the Discord. How there's like general lobby, then lower discussion, then looking for group, then so on and so forth. So you can kind of already naturally splinter people off, and then you could also break it down by region, and then by continent, and then or by region, states, or like country, and again it just keeps breaking people down into smaller and smaller groups.
Yeah, no, yeah, that could be cool. I would like it. I'm the same. I would like it for creating groups and things. It makes it easy to just say, "Oh, can I play this? Does anybody else want to play that?" Kind of.
Yeah. All right, I'm at 2040. Where are you?
I'll just get to 2040 and then I'll tell you when I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
So this is once we figure out a solution for the multiplayer stability, we will have a huge update on the multiplayer system, the lobby, the ranking system, all these things. Oh yeah, so we were wondering if somebody would have found the unknown giants in the post that we did last week. Yeah, this is something you will hear about really soon.
New giants confirmed?
More wild animals. In the next patch, animals will have different colors, and yeah, we want to add more animals to the game, but it's not the priority right now. And yeah, the lobby chat in the main menu will be added if with the huge multiplayer update.
Okay, so it's coming after. Which is understandable.
Is there any plans to add chickens to the game? No. No, I don't think so. Why would you add chicken to the game? I'm not clear. I'm getting the clan of the chicken. Okay, yeah, no, guys, come on.
Chicken clan confirmed.
A clan of magician. I think you will need to wait to wait a little bit for some news about magic and things like that.
So he didn't deny that there might be a magician's clan.
Yes, maybe when we'll have more music in the game. For now, we only have 4 different soundtracks, so it's a little bit weak to make a DLC.
Cool, soundtrack DLC.
Okay, will the game be moddable? That's something we also been asked a lot. Not right now. It may be something that we will add after the release, but it's really something difficult to create. It's also the case for the map editor. We created the game so that the procedural generation can take care of a lot of the environment, and if we let people play with the maps right now, when we try to do that, the game crashes. So not right now. Voice communication inside the game? No, I don't think so. Well, you can go through Discord. It works quite well. New mythical creature? Yes, of course. And they're coming pretty soon.
well mad that he doesn't answer my question.
Which one? Oh, your questions? Sure goes.
Yeah.
Someone hosts a tournament. I'd like to see a tournament that allows us to host games.
No, for the last clan the last clan before the release of the game that will be releasing, we still don't know what animal it will be. Well, we hesitate between two, but I won't tell you which one.
Well, he already mentioned spectating would come after release, so.
The combat system will be developed in a major update during September. It won't be new units. Right now, it's not something that we want to focus on. However, the units that you already know, the warrior, the shield bearer, and the axe thrower will have special abilities.
Can we pause?
And
24:55. 24.
Yep.
55. Okay, so we do have confirmation of abilities. Hell yeah, dude.
I didn't catch that. What did he say?
All right. Go from 24 40-ish. He mentions he goes. We have 3 units right now because I think they were talking about new units at some point. He says the warriors, the shield bearers, and axe throwers will have abilities. And then I paused it right there because I was like, oh, it's happening. I'll give you a second.
All right. Okay. That could be quite cool. I don't know. I don't think I like that.
Really?
Yeah. I like the simplicity of. So I would agree with the abilities for the main units like the Berserker and the War Chief.
Okay.
I think they need something like I don't know, like a frenzy mode or something for the Berserker that has a 10-minute cooldown.
Mm-hmm.
But I think having abilities for all of the different lower units
Mm-hmm.
might make it a little bit too complicated for what the game is. So what I
Okay.
quite like about it is positioning means quite a lot. Like pincer moves, particularly like combat strategies, you
Right.
can actually put into place in this game. You can drag people to one side of the tile and then attack from the other side, for example. And I think having abilities and then being able to having to switch between the different units to do the different abilities,
Mm-hmm.
and then switching between units to defend against abilities might just make it a little like
A
too much
micro
might
nightmare.
happen all at the same time.
I
Yeah,
see what you're
and it
saying.
might just make it a little bit too complicated. I mean, depending on how they do it and what the abilities are, obviously,
Right, of
and if it's
course.
passive abilities or if it's active abilities,
Mm-hmm.
it could be quite cool. It could be quite cool, but right now, without knowing any information, I'm not that big of a fan of all of the units having different abilities.
Okay, yeah, I see where we're going. If we're going for every single unit having ability, I could agree with you that I think that would be a little bit too extreme. At the same time, I would say, though, I am definitely in favor of units having at least traits. So, like, I've been going on and on about how much axe throwers can just basically just back up from shield bearers. I would love it if the shield bearers had, like, a passive taunt. So every time they meleeed a unit, it forces that unit to auto attack onto the shield bearer regardless of where it is, and it just like it's like a 1 second stun. So like the shield bearer hits them, axe thrower has to engage, shield bearer hits it, basically it forces an engagement.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree that I don't
So
think
basically, you've got to be a lot more careful about where and when you attack.
because then it makes positioning important for your axe throwers, because if your axe throwers are just doing their thing and then the shield bearers basically just ignore your Vikings, which they always do anyways, and go straight for your axe throwers, then you need to back your axe throwers up immediately instead of just letting them try and kite, because then you might lose a guy. I definitely, I don't think warriors need any abilities. They're warriors. They're supposed to be kind of like the unit, that basic grunt unit that just goes out and kills things for you. I would like to see axe throwers maybe have like a frenzy mode like you were mentioning for the Berserker, where they almost like a stim pack for Marines, so they take like, I don't know, 10 to 15 damage, and then they have like a 10% attack speed increase or something like that, So
Yeah.
it makes them more deadly, but it also makes them more frail. And if your shield bearers just come up and say, "Hey, what's up?" Taunt, 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 you just lost your axe throwers anyways. But if you keep them safe, then they can do that extra damage.
Yeah, it could be quite cool. I think it's one of those things that they would have to take a lot of time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And do a lot of balancing before it gets released.
Absolutely. I would personally really like to see not like a leveling system, but almost like a tech tree for the hero units. So like a war chief, like almost like how the bear, when it's on any tile, it gives you a bonus 15%. I would like for that to be an ability for your bear, so you have like your shield maiden can have, if like 3 shield bearers are attached to her, she gains an additional like 30 health, so then you don't get to use those shield bearers, but they're always with her, so it's kind of like a shield wall, literally. I would really love it to see hero units having abilities. So a war chief, if he's on an allied tile, he can the ability would be like inspire the people, and so any tile he's on will give a plus 5% buff to any unit on that tile. So if he's with his Vikings, all the Vikings get plus 5% damage. If he's with if he's on a food tile, all the food gatherers get plus 5%. So it's literally inspiring the people. And at the same time, you could have multiple different tech trees, so you could build him as a more defensive, almost like a shield maiden, except weaker, or you could build him kind of like a berserker, except just a slightly weaker berserker, or you could build him as the goat clan, so he could inspire the people, or he could ability could be like a wise king or a wise war chief. So any all merchants. All merchants get like plus 10% trade or something like that. So it lets you specialize your heroes to match what you're trying to do. It allows you to be more unique and more creative with what you do.
Yeah, I like that idea actually. I think that would be quite cool. As opposed to different just having set abilities, being able to customize it. I think that's probably a better way to go down.
But like you said, it would have to take a lot, and I mean a lot of just sit down and practice with it, because one ability could buff the living hell out of one clan and just destroy another one. So it'd be a lot of very fine tuning.
I also think it would be quite good in terms of playing the game. It raises the skill ceiling a lot, because if you pick the wrong lore tree, then you lose.
Exactly.
So, or you could potentially lose. So if you pick a trade one when before you've got all your trade things up or whatever, and it's better to pick, for example, a lore one to get a new blessing.
The research for them.
Yeah, so I think that could be it's.
You roboted. I didn't hear any of it.
You've got to be better at the game to win.
Exactly.
Than
Yeah.
Just making axe throwers and rushing.
Exactly. I think that's another thing that they might want to look at is finding not in-game ways, but more player ways to raise the skill cap, because I think we have the best player isn't the one that is the most mechanically tuned or the smartest strategist. It's the fastest wolf player, which at
the minute, definitely.
Right, at the minute, of course, but like that doesn't that doesn't. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go
on. It doesn't. It doesn't create a skill cap. It creates a build cap, an RNG cap. So the fastest wolf player right now is the one that has 2 deer tiles, a farm, a fishing tile, and then a Draugr tomb 2 tiles away from him or her, and then there's a forest.
Yeah.
Totally. That's not skill. That's pure RNG, and that's not something that I can control. But like if I have an ability that allows, like you said, having my archers sitting on my deer hut gives me +1 food while they're on that tile. That is that will help me get go faster.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to go. Like if they decide to go down that way,
that would be. I definitely think that there's definitely a hindrance right now in terms of the skill There isn't a skill ceiling. It's more like a skill cap, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I'm at 12:55. Anything else you want to add before we move on?
No, I don't think so.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I think you'll like that. Those special abilities will be available when you upgrade your units inside each of their camps. Bear Clan changes. Yes. So the Bear Clan changes like tomorrow, I think, or this afternoon. I still don't know if they're ready. Food production loss in winter will be reduced. So you will be 30% resistant instead of 20% right now. When you unlock Fame level 2, you'll win less Fame by killing units with the Shell Maiden. Now it's 5 Fame points by unit. It will be 3, but for each 100 Fame points, the Bear military units, gain 5% power. So when you unlock Fame 2, you already have 500 Fame, so you'll get 25% power increase. So that's quite cool.
Okay, pause. So he just talked about the. I'm at 26:14. He just talked about the Bear Clan with their new. You kill like 5 units and then you get like a little bit of extra fame. I mentioned this a little bit earlier when I was talking about the newest update, how it could, in theory, kill a wolf late game, but I feel like this is if you survive the early game aggression of the wolf, right?
Yeah, well, to be fair, in most cases, if you survive the early game aggression of the wolf, you win anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
You've already won.
Like once you've sort of given that attack and you've lost, you don't build your economy to last. You build your economy to get through the rush or build units as fast as you can.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't think it makes much.
It doesn't. Yeah, exactly. And this is also the second fame thing. So this is implying you have 500 fame already. So again, this is implying you've survived that rush. So it doesn't really.
And I think most of the time, post 500 fame, you don't. I think I've seen maybe 1 fame victory.
Yep.
And I played about 300 hours of Northgard, so it just doesn't happen.
Exactly.
Reducing it down to 3 makes it harder, I think. It's sort of stupid.
Yep. All right, 26:14 in 3, 2, 1, go.
And also the winter festival reduction loss of food during winter goes from 10% to 30% because the winter festival tech wasn't used by anyone. So we really wanted.
I actually use the winter
that.
festival tech all the time. I prefer to try and get it.
Any info about single player? What do you mean single player? Didn't talk about the campaign. I think it's something that will come up, so I'll just cover that right now. The solo campaign really will be ready for the launch of the game. The beginning of the campaign will be playable, like the first third of the campaign will be available before Christmas during the early access.
Oh,
and
wow,
the rest
campaign.
of the campaign will be available when the game is fully released. And we also had a lot of questions regarding a co-op mode in the campaign. So this we thought would be really fun to add, and we have plenty of ideas that could work very well with this kind of mode. But we are not sure that we'll be adding this shortly. I think it will be in an add-on after the release because it's really a mess to develop.
Okay, pause. I'm at 27:40. So they're talking about the co-op campaign. Not sure how I feel about including a co-op campaign. I think they might want to focus a campaign first because the first thing is you're implying I have friends to play with, and the second problem is you're also implying that I'm going to want to play with strangers to play the campaign, right?
Yeah. I think To be fair, in most of the games I play, I don't tend to play the campaign. I just go straight into multiplayer,
Really?
or maybe I play offline. Like in this game, I played offline a little bit first, and then went into
Mm-hmm.
multiplayer. But for things like, for example, Call of Duty, I never play the Call of Duty campaign.
Oh, well, yeah, because you don't really need to.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like I probably would play this campaign,
Mm-hmm.
just because I think it would be sort of quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But sort of for me, campaign isn't a major deal. I'd rather them work on dedicated servers and things like that.
Oh
Before
no, absolutely, absolutely. It's interesting you say that because I actually kind of have the revert or the opposite opinion. I always whenever a newer player buys a game and goes, "What's the top 5 things you should tell a new player?" The first thing I always say is play the campaign because diving headlong into the multiplayer, especially if they do add all of the extra stuff we've already implied, there is a huge skill curve that you need to be ready for, and just diving headlong into multiplayer, it's just for people that have played RTS games before, it's not impossible. It's a little bit, it's a little bit shaky in the beginning and you'll eventually get it. But for that, brand new Call of Duty kid that just heard about this brand new RTS game that's coming out and they're like, "Wow, I can't wait to play this." Or of course the fantastic YouTubers who are like, "Oh my God, there's a new game coming out. I better get my recording camera and start screaming at the video whenever I kill something." They're not going to be able to understand multiplayer in the way that you or I would be able to because we have so many hours, in multiplayer.
Yeah.
So like,
No, I totally agree. So for some games, it is sort of necessary, and I
yeah,
think sort of with Northgard, they've implemented the offline mode. Obviously, the game started with offline mode and
Mhm.
play against AI,
Mhm.
and I think that at the minute they don't need to add it because they've got that mode.
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly,
I should-
exactly. No, absolutely. I think campaign's gonna be a nice. I think the way that they should phrase campaign. I think it should be a nice sprinkling, a nice little like here's a little something to savor and enjoy. But this shouldn't be something that you focus on. I think they might want to even make it into like a Call of Duty kind of style of like here's this campaign, here's some story about some stuff that we like, but really here's
Yeah,
the
they could make
multiplayer.
it sort of Viking lore and
Mm-hmm.
sort of storyline kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
sort of timeline kind of thing. That could be quite cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, it's just co-op campaign. Boy, you got a whole lot of reasons that I'm not going to be playing that with people.
Yeah,
And there's also the implementation of how you're going to do that because I was actually talking to Agent about this. It was like, am I expected to play a specific clan? If you make a campaign, are you going to have set maps, or is it going to be RNG? Because if it's going to be pure RNG, and it's just like I'm playing against an easy bear player, I'm now playing with a goat ally against 2 normal difficulty wolves. I'm now playing against a goat raven stag on hard difficulty by myself. You know, that's something I can do in offline play. I don't need a campaign to challenge myself. I can do that without it anyways. If you're gonna give me a campaign, give me some story about the Fenrir or the stag or the goat and how the gods came to favor this clan in particular. What made the stag so renowned for being this famous, cocky but classy kind of guy, or what made the bear clan the bear clan. The way that I've always seen campaigns is they should explain things that the multiplayer can't, right? So like,
yeah.
how did the bear clan come to be the bear clan? How did the goat clan come to be the goat clan? What drove the people to adopt this lifestyle? Because the campaign is, it's just a story with the ability to kill each other while watching a story. That's why I
Yeah.
always enjoy the Warhammer campaigns, because yes, there's this thing called a storyline going on, but realistically, you're just running around killing each other violently while there's something about a story going on. It's a really good way to keep people entertained while still learning about the game itself.
Yeah.
Okay, that's that's my rant about campaigns. All right, I'm at 2740. Are you good?
42.
That's good enough. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
And regarding also the campaign, I had a lot of questions regarding the length of the campaign. If we aim to build a storyline that would take the player 15 to 20 hours to end.
15 to 20 hours. Holy
However,
shit. That's a
for
big
each
ass
mission, there will
campaign.
be side quests and the sub possibility to play with different clans. So this will increase the the length of the campaign. Of course, for each mission, each side quest, you will have Steam achievements. So for you guys who really want to get all the achievements,
Achievement
you will
hunters.
need to do do and redo the mission of the campaign. But I really think you will love this campaign. You really have tons of good ideas in terms of scenaristic development that would help gameplay enhancement.
Okay, pause real quick. I'm at 28:45. He kind of went into about the length of how long the campaign's going to be. Again, this is just me just being nitpicky about it. You okay?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, there we go. So you just cut out there.
Oh, okay.
That was weird.
I heard some feverish clicking and I was like, uh-oh, is Pursuit dead? I'm at 28:45. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm the 28:45 as well.
Okay, cool. So like I was just saying, like, being nitpicky, I'm a little bit worried that they might the one thing that they have to have is voice actors. They need to have people telling the story. I don't want to read text. And if you're gonna make the campaign based on length, you're already going in with the wrong mindset, you know. Yes, you can have side quests, yes, you can have missions, but I'm not going to read, you know. I play video games to not read, to not think, and just kill things, right? I don't want to read.
I definitely think there should be a voice option for it. I wouldn't like to have to read through 15 hours worth of story.
Exactly. Like, there's a reason why I never read any of the books. Well, good reason why you should read right there, but there's a reason why I never read any of the books in Skyrim, because I never had to and I never cared to. You know, my focus was running around hunting dragons and killing things, not reading books. Yeah. You know, if there was a part that I needed to read about the lore, sure, absolutely, you know. Then I'll just go and YouTube what I need to do so I can avoid reading, you know.
Yeah. I don't play video games to read. I don't mind reading. Like, I quite like reading books.
Oh, no, absolutely.
I wouldn't be I'm not playing a video game to do a lot of reading.
Right, exactly. If I want to read, I'll pick up books like Ender's Game or oh god, what's that? I can't remember the name. Or actually any of the Warhammer books, any of the Warcraft books, any of the Starcraft books, like, you know, books about fantasy that I'm interested in. I don't want to play a game to read a book. That's kind of exactly. That's just not my bit. All right. Anything else you want to add?
Wait, what?
Anything else you?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I keep cutting out for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, Okay.
Just like a second or two.
That's
Might be
weird.
on my end because my drivers are out of date.
Okay. Just let me know if I cut out too hard, and I'll just stop.
Okay.
All right. 28:45 in 3, 2, 1, go.
And if you're asking yourself, because that's something we also heard a lot in the mission, sometimes you will have to choose the clan that you want to play, and others you won't have a choice. And some mission will be way easier with with a clan and way harder when using another clan because of spawn issues and because of I don't know, you really want to have the bear clan if the mission is only happening during winter, for example.
Okay, so it sounds like they have kind of dedicated
So
mission or maps, which
it
is
seems
good.
that it was a good idea to speak about the campaign now. Cool.
Possible to have a test build the game to allow us to.
More NPCs, yes, definitely.
No, I wanted them to ask that question.
There are
Which one?
2 new NPCs that are planned
Test
for
build
the
one.
release. can we get a fix to the not getting achievement bug? Yes, we're working on that. I'm really sorry about the achievement bug. Um, we we need to redo entirely the way we thought achievements and the way they're unlocked inside the game. So it's really hard to find a way to confirm that you will still have the achievement that you already unlocked. But yeah, we're working on that.
Okay. Test build the game so that we can help you iron out as many bugs as possible before you release it. Okay, so like a PTE kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's I like that idea.
So Fushi, I read your question and I didn't answer yet, so I'll do now. I think you will hear that in the replay. So the question was, how are we taking in the community feedback, the balance, wolf, bear, raven, etc. The mortality. How has the feedback helped you guys shape the game as it is now? Thanks for the answer. So your feedback helped us a lot for different reasons. The first one is, of course, the bugs. We have reduced them. We don't have the possibility to play hundreds of thousands of hours, and the community really helped us to identify these bugs. So that's the first reason. The second reason, regarding the balancing, for the community, it's quite hard to be objective. Something I really identified lately. For example,
I love that.
the Wolf Clan is how can I put this? Is
How to be objective when the community hates a
lot
certain
of
clan.
debate.
I love that pause.
A lot of people really like him. Others just hate him. Nerf the Wolf Clan. Buff the Wolf Clan. You know.
Buff the Wolf Clan.
Hell yeah, dude.
Like that. So we have something really interesting, which is named the win rate of the clans.
Okay, pause
and
real quick.
From this, we
Okay. They need to be very careful about using the win rate of the clan to justify a nerf or a buff. They need to be very, very careful with that. And my reasoning is, for example, the Goat Clan, you know, the Goat Clan is that perfect.
Have you paused it?
Sorry?
Have you paused?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I did not hear you say pause.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm at 32:19.
Yeah, I'm at 32:44.
Oh shit. Okay.
Hang on, let me go back.
Oh, okay. Thank you. The problem with using the win rate as a way to justify, I mean, it is a fantastic mile marker. It'll always kind of show you, well, this clan's winning when this happens, or this is so on and so forth. The problem is this game is very, very much a you have to use other clans to make yourself better. So like the Wolf Clan is strong, it's incredibly powerful, but it can't survive mid to late game. But when you add a Goat Clan attached to it, when you add a Bear Clan attached to it, the wolf becomes pretty much God. It has the damage, it has the food, and it has extra shields just in case.
What was that?
That was Jambalaya showed up, and then that was that.
In the Discord?
Yeah.
Hang on a sec.
Ooh, he's in trouble. While you go and kill that guy.
No, I'll kill him later, it's fine.
Oh, okay. The problem is I see you could use the percent-based winning as a general mile marker. The problem is, though, that doesn't include 1v1 situations. I don't know if they. I don't know. Let me rephrase that. I don't know if they include 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s in this overall thing, because the Goat Clan in a 1v1 can easily kill the Raven Clan. The Goat Clan.
I think.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think it's a good indicator as to look into something.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody has a 70% win rate, then you look into why they have a 70% win rate.
Yep.
Is it just everybody's playing that clan because it's fun, or are they playing it because you play it and you win?
Exactly. Because like a goat clan by itself can easily kill a raven clan, assuming the players are even skill, right? But if it's a goat bear versus wolf raven, okay, assuming both sides have even teams, I would favor the wolf for the early game if they can kill one of the clans. But if they hit that late game, then it's the goat bear easy, right? But it's surviving that early pressure. And if most of the early games are being won by that wolf player because of the old wolf rush ability, that raven is going to get an unfair bonus win because they're attached to the wolf clan. Yes, they didn't technically win the game by themselves because they had the wolf to win it for them, but a win is a win, and
Yeah.
like I absolutely agree with you. I don't think it's a good, it's not a good gauge, but it's definitely a good identifier for possible problems.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, I agree.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
See which clans would need to be buffed and which one would need to be nerfed. For example, the Wolf clan right now has a 54% chance of winning. The Goat clan, for example, is only at 46. So, and the Raven clan is at 41.
How is the Raven at
in the
41?
next,
I call
in
bullshit.
this patch, we decided to nerf the Wolf clan
It's
and
like having to go
buff the
Sears.
Raven clan. So this is quite logical. And so once you decide which clan to up or nerf, what do? Well, it's kind of simple. You just look at the community feedback on how to buff or how to nerf, and you select in the suggestion and in the feedback what you think is the best option. So yeah, we take in your advices, even if some of them cannot be addressed because you just love your clan and you don't want to see it nerfed.
Okay.
Yeah. Spoiler. Will you guys make Jotner faster and buff the speed? Yeah. The giants will be totally modified in the months to come. Yes, we will be adding a ranking system, and it will come with the multiplayer update when we will find a good solution for the stability of the MPP games. How many hours do you have in Northgard? Oh, well, for me it's quite a lot, but I think that for you it's not that much. I have 45 hours.
45. That's so much. Yeah.
That's
okay.
quite a lot.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. We call that those are rookie numbers. You gotta step those numbers up, son. 45. My boy. Goodness.
Is he speaking for you?
No. I'm at 35:11 and he's not talking right now.
Yeah, he's not with me either.
There we go.
Yeah, I saw the question regarding the tile dancing. It's something that we will be changing quite soon. It's actually in September. We have a few ideas to nerf this tile dancing. For example, and we think we will test that on some users. We'll have a cooldown before being allowed to attack when you enter an area. Like your
I don't know that.
axe thrower enters
Alright,
the area, you won't be able
pause
to
it at
throw
36
its
minutes.
axe directly to the wolf, and so dance around the tile to avoid being hit. You will have to wait before.
Okay, I paused at 36:01. So He's saying there's an attack, so you get stuck into a tile, right? Is that what he's saying, or is it like you attack and then you pull out?
I think you can only attack after you've been in a tile for a certain length of time.
No, I don't like that at all.
I think that's what he said. I don't know.
Hang on, set time. See, the way I implied it was when you attack a tile, you're stuck in that tile for X amount of time. Which, either way, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I don't think that's the right way to go. I don't know how they would fix tile dancing, but I feel like that's not the right way to do it.
Because like my fear with that immediately becomes, if you're like attacking someone's town hall and you've got like 3 axe throwers left, right? And you're running around trying to kite the villagers, and then suddenly a berserker pops because you're attacking a wolf tile, and now your axe throwers are stuck in with like a Mercedes-Benz with guns. They're not getting out alive. That's it.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. How do you think it would be rebalanced? See, I would think that there should be I don't know. See, I think that there should be some sort of thing that traps attacking units, but then there should also be a cooldown on how quickly you can attack.
Holy shit, that was loud. I didn't. Hang on.
What happened?
Fuck me. Sorry.
Are you okay?
Wow. Thank you for the follow, whoever that was, but fuck me, that was a loud notification.
Wow, they're all following you and not me. Rude ass fucking.
I just need to find out who it was.
Oh, you're good.
Cruise Drive. Okay. Thank you for the follow, my dude. Sorry, what were we saying?
I was saying, I do absolutely think that there needs to be some sort of way to,
see, personally, I think tile dancing is a fine mechanic. It's a strategy of the game, and you can counter it. So it's good against tiles, AI tiles, like against bears and wolves.
Right.
But when you're playing a person, you just get shadowed. They just shadow your movement, so you can't run in one area and then out another.
Okay.
And they're in and out in different places, and they won't move. They're going to follow you to where you go. So they're going to get hit. So for me, personally, I don't think that kind of solution is the right way to do it. I know some people don't like tile dancing, but I think it's sort of a skill ceiling kind of thing. People who don't do it are either bad at it or just don't like it.
Just don't like it. No, I get you.
So for me, I don't think they should address it to nerf it. I think they should maybe change how it works. But I don't mind it at all. Personally.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think it might just be because I'm bad. I don't like it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't have 400 something hours in the game yet. Or actually, now that I have time, I can actually play the game more. But
I think it's so. I talked a little. I mentioned earlier that I like the simplicity of the game, and that sort of you can just dive into it and sort of understand it. I think it gives it that more complex element, that the improving on not just knowing the game, being skillful at it as well, and without making it too complex.
Yeah. I think it might just be because, like, I don't like it, but I need to recognize that it is something that you can do and you should use. If that makes sense. It's kind of like...
yeah, at the minute, I think sort of you have to.
Yeah, I think it needs to... It's kind of like when... in StarCraft, for example, in StarCraft 2, you have Baelings versus Marines, right? I could almost guarantee you if a Terran player could say, well, I sure do hate, whatever the hooks make the Baelings faster, that's just annoying and stupid, I don't want it because then it's harder for me to micro and split and so on and so forth. But I need to recognize it is in the game and it is something that I have to fight against, or in a TVT situation where it's just a row of tanks versus a row of tanks, that's just the game. That's just the meta right now, and that's why it's like that, because that is the most generally advantageous thing to do. And so like attacking into tiles, doing that split push, that is the most opportune thing to do, trapping someone in, or Setting an attack cooldown.
Oops.
Are you
What was
alive?
that one? Sorry.
What happened?
Yeah, I just put a bottle in the bin and it was loud. I tried to put it in quietly, but it didn't.
It's all good. It doesn't really address the issue because it's the strongest thing to do right now.
Yeah. True.
Okay, I'm at 3601. Where are you?
36 exactly.
Okay, that's fine. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Before throwing the attacks. It's something quite funny. The problem we had with the range unit, because we always knew that we were getting these problems, but the community said that we really had to add axe throwers or archers in the game, and we are glad we did. We're glad we did, but now we have to to find the solution to their problem.
They pandered to the community, and then the community didn't like what was pandered to them. That's another thing. Well, while he's not talking.
Don't worry
Oh.
for the. We will make a lot of tests. It's just an idea that we had, and we will test that.
Okay, he's just kind of commenting. Shiro needs to be also recognized. They need to be almost non-biased about the community. So, like, whenever they hear Wolf is OP, yeah, they need to obviously recognize it, but they
Ancient Cade, yeah, we
very
should,
much need to make
we
sure they
should
don't
be able
pander.
To build something like that. Steam allows it. Spoiler, what are you talking about, ranks? It's about the achievements or in multiplayer? Okay, so I'll repeat myself for the ranking system and the matchmaking. Once we figure out a solution to have more stable multiplayer servers, we'll be able to rebuild entirely the lobby, the ranking system, the way people are matched to one another, and this is coming in when we find a solution for the stability of the multiplayer.
You still didn't answer
Right
the
now,
question.
we cannot do
Yeah.
that. It won't be any use.
I think
Adding
when-
ranks isn't.
The leaderboard,
Go ahead.
yeah, why not? And the
doesn't matter.
esport, why not? There is still a problem of the randomness of the map. The main aspect.
Hang on, can you pause real quick? I'm at 3836. Did you hear that little
Yeah.
comment he said about there's still that little aspect about the randomness of the map?
The entire map is random.
Dude, I'm going Super Saiyan over here. I have been.
You know me that he didn't answer the question, spoilers question, because he said about matchmaking and ranks, and it's like, but we're not asking about ranks. We're asking about sort of that's not really a rank. That's just a
title.
sort of deep title thing. Like, for example, in Rocket League, you have your rank, which for me I'm platinum,
Yeah,
and then you have
gold, bronze,
title, which master and expert, things like that, which is your level and how long you've played and things. That is a title, not the rank system.
right.
And he clarified that he wanted to talk about those, and he still didn't say. Like, he's asking if they're going to add say 250, and you would be overseer, for example. Because it's just another rank. I don't know what it would be. That's what I want to know. I want to know if and when they're going to add those, because I think they should. I think it'd be sort of stupid not to, because 100 wins. Yes, it's quite a lot of wins for games that last 30 minutes each, but I'm at 89, I think now.
Right.
It's not particularly hard to get to.
Right. Eventually, you just run into that one team that just auto concedes at the first winter because a wolf pushed in and they all left. Yeah,
exactly.
It's not a show of skill. It's a show of how much time you've put into the game.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I agree. No, I think they do need to add ranks. I think what would be nice is maybe a way to combine it so you can still have warrior, war chief, jarl, king but the decoration of your shield would still be your rank. So you could have a king, so they have a lot of time, but if they're bronze, they've been around for a while, but that just means they're bad, right?
Yeah, they've just played like they win 1 in 50 games instead of 1 in 10.
Exactly. It shows that they like the game, which, you know, there should be I always support that there should be a nice little congratulations, you've put too much time into this than most people really should kind of badge. But I still think that, you know, yeah, I personally want to get a nice shiny king badge because it looks nice and shiny, you know. But if I've lost 400 games, or if I've played 500 games, only won 100, I have a 1 in 5 win-loss. That is terrible. It's accurate, but it's terrible, you know.
Yeah.
And again, that also a rank, at least in my opinion, has always been a motivator for A, replayability, and B, a player's desire to become better, you know. You never hear that plat player going, darn, if only I just kept playing, I might get better, you know. You always hear people crying and bitching in golds and silvers about how they just can't escape the ELO hell. Well, that's just because you're bad. You know.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to get into the like League of Legends ELO hell, because that's team based. This is RTS. This is single player. The only person you can blame is yourself. There's no one else to blame, unless you're playing 2v2 or 3v3. But again, that's a different story. So
yeah,
if you're bad because you're bad. It's not because the game told you you're bad. It's not because you spawned in with that one Brazilian dude that doesn't speak English and quit after 3 minutes. It's because of you. And a rank will always motivate a player to do better, no matter how good or how bad they are.
Yeah.
So, okay, rant over. I'm at 38, 36. Where are you?
37.
That's fine. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Northgard is having to discover the map to find what you have in the tiles next to you. And in esports, if people don't have the same beginning pattern, like the possibility to have food and stone wood around the base, I think it would prevent the game of its own essence. I don't know how to put this. It's something we have to think about. Right now, the game is not ready for esport.
Okay, pause real quick. 39:25. He was just talking about esports and if there's a possibility for the game to become a pro scene. And he was talking about RNG tiles and factors that players couldn't control that would give them each an unfair advantage. I'm going to self-insert myself because this is something that I said, I think, for the very second video I made about Northgard, about how you're going to have, unless you have set spawns, there will always be that one player that spawns better than the other, and that's something that a king cannot, two kings fighting each other and they're even level. If one spawns with a forest and the other doesn't, the one with the forest will win. If they're identical in every way, the one that is playing with more resources wins. And that is unfair. That's not how it should be played. And I find it fascinating that now, after months of getting to it, we finally get to that point where it's like, okay, clearly the RNG is a factor that cannot be in an esport. And I think this is something that Shiro Games really needs to sit down and think about if they want this game to continue, because in ranked, I do not want to play against the guy that is equal level to me, has 2 more farms than me and a forest, and I got stuck with 2 wolves and a Draugr tomb.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the ways they could make it a ranked versus casual. Casual is just you playing to have fun. It doesn't matter how you spawn, doesn't matter what you get.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing to sort of experiment effectively.
Yep.
You're not playing like specific strategies and playing clans in a specific way. Whereas in sort of a competitive scene, you could have it so that the tiles surrounding all of the tiles surrounding the main tile, so your home tile effectively, are the same. So you have, it might not be the same, so it might be like one person has a farm and one person has a deer out, but it's pretty similar. So if it can still be sort of RNG based, so you could say that nobody has a forest.
Yeah,
on the
no,
first tile,
let the
or
middle
or
tile
everybody has a
exactly.
forest. But all the tiles surrounding the main tile would have to be at least very similar, or give the same amount of resources,
And
but
make
in a
it
different
mirrored.
way. For example,
Exactly.
you could have or approximately. So if you have a shipwreck on one of your tiles, you might not have a forest, or not have a forest on your first tiles. You might have to go out a layer to get a forest, that kind of thing. So it's got to sort of give equal opportunities for resources, that you win by making a mistake or outplaying your opponent.
And I'm literally going to link what I said months ago, because that's exactly what I was saying. Is like, let the natural expansion tiles either mirror or be the exact same. You can let the middle be RNG. Like, it's fine if the middle has a Wyrem or the Tree of Life, or give the players something to play towards, but let the base, let the spawn, let the starting point always be even. Yeah. So either there's a forest or there's a farm, or and then mirror it. So if I go out,
I think that's probably a good way to make it sort of the competitiveness of it. So you have the start, everybody is the same, but then in the middle, there can be, it's totally random, and how you progress into the middle determines if you can win or not. So you might just have to push like in a straight line out to get to stop somebody else getting a certain tile, for example, a draw account, which so they don't get the iron, and then you have the advantage over them, and it makes decision making, and it raises the skill ceiling by having that sort of the same elements and then the random elements as well.
Exactly, because then it also sets it so, as you're saying with the skill ceiling, you can understand the game flawlessly. And I think there's a reason why a lot of people chose Northgard over StarCraft, was because every map is always different. You never play on the same map twice, When you have that level of uncertainty in the middle, at least, and not in your spawns, then you can never truly master the game, because it will always be slightly different. Yes, of course, after a while you will see some reoccurrences, like you always have 2 free starting tiles when you start into a game, or there's always like 2 or 3 tiles away, there's, at least if you spawn as the wolf, there's always a Draugr tomb, or there's always iron somewhere 2 or 3 tiles away. There is some consistencies, but it's never the same.
Yeah.
So I think that's absolutely important, that they need to do that. They absolutely need to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. 39-25 in 3, 2, 1, go.
The skill tree getting an overall, it looks different in the trailer. It actually already changed a lot. I don't think we're gonna change it another time. Yeah, Wolf has it easy, but it will change starting today or tomorrow. It will be much more difficult for the Wolf. And no, I don't think we'll change the way people gather happiness. Not right now. It's I don't think it's that difficult to get happiness. MC about the guaranteed tiles for clans like Bear or Ravens. Yeah, it's something we would like to do, but right now we struggle with the fish tile that has a special place in our development, and it's quite difficult to manipulate. But yeah, it's something that we'd like to do. Yeah, so Skurlas vowed. So I saw that in your guide, and I don't know if you guys I've seen the guide that he made. It's really impressive. It's a whole an entire guide, titanesque work. It's incredible. You should take a look at it. Regarding the plans to make the presentation of production, yeah, more accurate. It's actually not something that is planned now because in the code of the game, a lot depends on these kind of arbitrary
This one guy asking, will there be more seasons? Boy.
numbers, but I don't no, I don't think we will change this very soon. Maybe before the release, if something if we really think it's a problem, but right now it's not a huge problem.
Oh shit! What is he?
Does not prevent them of having fun. Yes, Pante plans to add dedicated servers to multiplayers. Yes, we would like to, but it's not that easy. The game was not thought for having this kind of things. The towers will be changed. Spoiler: are updates going to always be monthly, or could we get them sooner? Actually, one update per month is kind of good. It's a rhythm that we struggle to keep. It's not something that easy to do.
This
So
guy's
I
asking
don't
for
think
more
we'll
updates
get
once a
some
month is
shorter updates,
fantastic for 11 people.
which I think is already quite good.
What are these pictures that Agent has on his his downloads?
How detailed are the player analytics available to show? You mean about the maps, or about you guys, your profile, your Steam address, email? Because it's something that we really cannot get. Yeah, the emblems, agent, the emblems is something that we'd like to have. I don't think we will have as much as Overwatch has, because they also have plenty of designers that we don't. But it's something that we would like to add, yeah.
Okay. Adding viewing would be nice.
Mm.
French accent is so cool, lol. 10 out of 10
Raoul
question.
Easy, are you guys satisfied with the current average game times, or any plan to make shorter, faster paced? So yeah, like StarCraft 2, this is absolutely not what we want to do. StarCraft is an RTS based on action per minute, and Northgard is something that we really want to keep economy oriented as well as battle. The interest of this game is having the ability to choose between several victory conditions, and we really don't want to see everyone playing the wolf and rushing to the other players.
Okay, pause real
French
quick
accent
at
is so cool.
45:12.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just talking about the length of the speed of the game in comparison to StarCraft, and then having more options than just domination. Agree or disagree? Right off the top.
Well,
Do you think that it is viable to go other options besides domination?
Definitely not at the minute.
Okay.
Not at the
Then-
minute, definitely not.
Okay.
There's the problem with it is, if you want to go for a trade win or a lore win, for example, you have to put everything into it,
Mhm.
all of your units into trade, which means you can't defend, which means you lose to domination.
Yep.
Every time.
Yep. Okay. I knew what my opinion was going to be. I wanted to get your side of it because I was going to basically say the same thing. It's if you want to go for it, sure, you can, but you're going to lose.
Yeah, every time you will lose every time.
Yeah.
Because you just can't get there quick enough
Mhm.
before a rush,
Yeah.
and then you can't defend even if you do it slowly, there is a strong chance that for example, if you aren't the one that gets attacked, or you are the one that gets attacked, if it was in a FFA, person FFA, you have to be the one that doesn't get attacked,
which is luck
by somebody else.
Which is
You
pure
have to
luck.
be the last one to get attacked to win.
Yep.
To stand a chance of winning that way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So then, how would you suggest it gets revamped or rebalanced so that it's actually viable? Because he had mentioned that they like that the game is more economy based, which I kind of disagree with. I think that you can't do this combat and economy without either making the economy game so much easier that it's actually viable, or nerfing the combat into submission. So yes, you can attack, but it's not going to do nearly as much damage as it currently does.
I think to make it easier, they should make defending easier. So defense towers, for example, they should probably. What I would suggest is that they could say on the lore tree, one of the first ones is that it makes defense units or defense towers 80% cheaper, for example. So it costs you 20 wood for a defense tower. And you just put them up everywhere and you've got a defense. Yes, and that I don't think that would stop somebody attacking you. All you need is sort of 4 or 5 shield bearers.
Right.
It slows down. It makes it so that you can't just rush in with
it's a deterrent.
Berserker and 3 axe throwers. You have to build up an actual army, and to get a domination. I think that's probably the route that they need to go down, rather than nerfing or buffing lore, wisdom / domination.
No, I agree with you. I think there needs it's not that units the systems need to be reworked, because I think you still need to give combat that time to work with, because essentially if if a bear clan goes lore and rushes it as quickly as they can, so they have like one circle of stones and maybe 1 or 2 lore stones, they will win, assuming they don't have the super sword, at 804. That is typically near and around the time that I can almost rush all of the lore win conditions and win the game. So, assuming, going off that assumption, at least for this case, that so basically a wolf player or anyone else has until 804 to kill that bear clan, which realistically, I mean, I think that's a fair amount of time for a combat. But I think what they need to do is, like you said, they need to make it so that defense is so much harder to make it a massive deterrent, make it an absolute siege fest for the wolf to try and come in and kill that bear clan, because of how long it takes. If I could rush the lore as quickly as I could rush lore as quickly as I could rush with the wolf, the games would end so drastically. You would have people rushing lore faster than they would rush wolf, because then you're going off the assumption that
it's less RNG based.
Yeah, exactly. Then, well, yeah, you also need to cut down on the RNG, because if I spawn next to a circle of stones and you happen to spawn 2 tiles away from a circle of stones, you've already lost just because of spacing.
Yeah.
But that's a whole another thing. But like if you make it so that if I can get all of the lore abilities nearly as quickly as I can get a berserker, you would never see combat be used, because it's so much easier and so much quicker just to rush lore or rush trade or so on and so forth. So like you said, I think there needs to be a deterrent or something that hinders the combat, doesn't stop it, and there needs to be some way that doesn't hinder the other 3 options, but it doesn't RNG it, or it doesn't risk you dying.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
This is taking considerably longer than I thought it would.
We've been going at this for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, and we're only 45 minutes in.
Oh my goodness. I mean, do you want to try and hit 60 minutes and then we can just try and do a part 2 or something?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. What I would quite like to do is go through the patch notes.
I've already done that, actually.
What, made a video on it?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to finish your Rocket League game, so I just sat down and kind of went over everything.
Yeah, but did you sort of comment on it and make a video on it? I would quite like to make a put it as part of the podcast. Go through it and talk about how we think it's a good buff, or if we think it's not enough, or it's too much, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind going through it with you. I would absolutely love to have another person to bounce ideas off of. I kind of have my own opinions of everything already, but no, that's absolutely fine. We can absolutely attach it to this. Let's shoot for top of the hour then, for this video, and then we can jump over the patch notes.
Okay, that sounds good. So, as in 60 minutes in the video, or or
yeah, yes, yeah. I don't know what time it is over there, but it's probably getting pretty late as well, anyways.
It's 10:15 here.
Yeah.
And I'm at work at 9 in the morning.
Oh my god. No. Okay, yeah. Let's try and burn through this then. All right, you're at 45:12.
Totally doing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll go to 60 minutes in here, and then you did get the link for the patch notes.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then we'll take care of that as well.
Yeah.
Because the problem is, since I had to nuke my computer, so everything was exterminated off of it because I wanted to upgrade to Windows 10 and then crash every other day. So I have no video software. So basically, I'll be uploading a 3.5-hour video with about 2 pages worth of timestamps attached to it, because that's the best I can do right now. All right, so continue in 3, 2, 1, go.
Thanks. Are there going to be more random events and seasons? Are you talking about autumn and spring? I'm not sure. And random events, yeah.
Okay, so we did confirm random events. Okay,
yeah,
good.
I like that.
Yeah, those need to be added. And I like you said, I do think that there needs to be more positive events as well. He's just stopped talking again.
He's doing that quite a lot.
What do you think about map sizes? By the way, I see.
Well, like different sizes for. Do you want to pause?
Yeah, here. I am at 4612.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Map sizes. I quite like how it's done. What I would quite like to see is bigger map sizes. So
Really?
a 4v4, or yeah, like a sort of so you're playing in a team of a 4v4, but realistically you're playing 2v2s, because you have to get over to sort of your diagonal counterpart. It takes too long.
Yep.
And I think it could introduce a totally different aspect and way of playing. So you could either power everything, all of your resources, into attacking from one angle, and then just curve round and just try and like get through all of them at once.
Oh, or do like more of like a 2v2 skirmish.
Or you do sort of okay, can you send me 2 axe throwers extra so I win this encounter? And I think it sort of brings it's kind of like a whole different game mode, if that makes sense, because it's so big and different.
No, I would really like that. That'd be cool. If that becomes a thing, though, I would also like for them to add more of like a passive, because they were talking about abilities. So if you're on yours or your ally's tile because of the travel time, I would really like to see something called like Wayfinder or like Home Sweet Home, where you get like an increase of movement speed. Because I know, especially like you were saying, trying to go diagonal on just a large map already, that takes time. I mean, like a solid 30 to 45 seconds of just troop movements, you know, and that's and especially if you've got shield bearers or just Vikings, it's even longer. It's more like 50 to 55 seconds just because they're so slow. If you've got the Mercedes-Benz Berserker, you're fine. They'll get there in 10, 15 seconds, but especially later.
Yeah. So, what was I was gonna fucking say something about that. Oh, that's gonna tilt me so hard.
Just describe it. Describe it.
Speed. I literally can't remember. I just had a blank. You were talking about movement speed.
Increasing movement speed on allies' tiles and allowing them like general unit speed and berserkers, and how they are just fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Oh no. I know what I was gonna say. Fuck for that. So it also changes the skill ceiling of that game, that particular game mode, because if you are making a strategic decision to attack or to not attack or to defend or whatever, it makes if you're more aware of what the enemy's doing. For example, if you see enemy troops moving to one side of the game, if you can quickly mobilize and attack their weaker point, they have to make that decision of, okay, do we now push through and try and beat them to domination victory,
or sacrifice,
or do we come back and defend? Yeah, it changes the skill ceiling and makes it so that you have to make more complex decisions quickly. I think that's something that I would quite like to see, because it changes how. So, for example, in a game that I played, I think it was with Shadow, not yesterday, before yesterday, we were 2v1, but the guy made perfect decisions every time. Everything he did was perfect, and he did really well. The game ended up it was 2v1 for about 35 minutes.
Wow.
And we won in the end, but because he made perfect decisions every time, it made it a lot harder for us to win. So I had to start making perfect decisions to counter that. And I made pretty much all perfect decisions bar one or two, which slowed down at the beginning.
Right.
But after that, it was fine. But I think because it was a 2v1 in a small map, and sort of the RNG was, the map in particular was really bad. So Shadow spawned one tile away from one guy. And then the other guy was one tile away from him. So it was ridiculous. We're all concentrated in like one corner of the map, so we didn't use half of the map. And I think if it had been on a bigger map, he would have had a chance of actually winning, because he made so many perfect decisions in a row. And I think for a map like that, and a game mode like that where it's 4v4, where those decisions are far more important, it would bring a whole new element that I think I would love to play, and have the strategic decision making of a sort of a domination focused game would mean that you have to play with people who also know how to make those decisions, or you have to sort of lead those decisions, and it brings a whole sort of new approach to the game.
Right.
And I would really like to see that.
So then, would you recommend? So, like, let's say in a 1v1 map, would you prefer to have larger size maps or smaller size?
It depends. It depends on. I think there should be the option for both. So for us hosting a tournament, for example, we could say we're going to host a 1v1 tournament on larger maps.
Right.
And that might mean, I think in 1v1 the decision making is
it's a whole different ball game.
More simplified.
Oh, yeah.
Like you, because it's just 1v1, you only have to be concerned about attacking one person and whether they're attacking you. So I think for sort of the smaller game, and smaller number of people in games, it's less important.
Okay, so you'd recommend smaller games for 1v1s, larger games for more people, obviously, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely makes sense.
But like significantly larger. So I think going back to them talking about esports and things, along with the changes that they've already made, I think it's much more viable to play in an esport in a team is generally a lot more popular than an esport
by yourself
of one person or two people. So having a 4v4 or a 5v5 where you have to rely on, say you're on the right side of the map and somebody else on the left side of the map, you have to rely on them making the correct decisions so you don't have to pick up their slack. And it's about that sort of dynamic of you being able to trust and sort of know that you don't have to keep an eye on your teammates.
On your flank,
so when you go into multiplayer at the minute, and you I don't play Northgard with people that I don't know anymore. Generally, I always go in with people that I know, because I know that they're going to make at least good decisions. And
you can rely on that
to help. And I know that I can communicate with them. But if you're going into a random game mode in a 3v3 with people that you've never met, they don't speak English, and they are new to the game, and they don't know efficient strategy, like starting, like waiting to see if you've got a forest, things like that.
Yeah.
So you have to sort of watch what they're doing and say, okay, he doesn't have an army, so I'm going to have to send some troops over in case he gets attacked. And that sort of hinders you as well. So
but then we're going down the League of Legends route. No.
But no, this is just for like esports and for a competitive and ranked system.
No. Don't get
bigger games are better for that kind of system.
Yeah, no. Most of the the esports scene currently has, yeah, absolutely. It's straight away from one player is the best player, so on and so forth. It's become more of your team is the best team. Like, I mean, CSGO, League of Legends, Overwatch. I mean, you name the top 5 most watched esports games, and they're all team games, and there's a reason for that, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think, but that's also where you kind of get into the RNG of ranked games. I mean, there's a reason why ELO Hell exists in League of Legends. There's a reason why ELO Hell exists in every single team game, because then you get that one dude that you don't know how to work with something like that, because there is no working with something like that. You can't.
Yeah, but I think that's probably what makes esports as a team as popular as it is, because you're looking for that
synergy.
One thing that that's what I quite like. So, for example, when I'm watching Rocket League, I always watch the 3v3 tournaments, because you see people making plays that when you're playing, you're trying to do, but because you don't have that, okay, I'm going to do this, and somebody else just knows that you're going to do it. And I quite like that aspect of it. And I think bringing that into a game like a real-time strategy, where making those decisions has a bigger impact on the outcome of the game and the progression of your team, would be a really interesting thing to watch for me. So I'd love to watch people say, "Oh, he's doing that. I wonder why."
Right.
That kind of thing, and you can bring that into sort of your gameplay. It's, oh, he did that. If I can trust my team to do that, something like pick up.
So you're making me want to have an RTS with that, because the shitty part is, and I say shitty because I agree with it. The shitty part is it would work flawlessly with how Northgard is being built, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you can have 2 wolf clans on your team, or you could have 5 wolf clans on your team, or you could have 2 wolves, a bear, a raven, and a goat, which would be the just deadliest thing in the world, right? And I hate it, because I absolutely agree. It would be a beautiful game to watch. 5 people killing 5 other people, 2 berserkers, 2 war chiefs, 3 war chiefs, and there's just madness everywhere, with mercenaries getting attacked from behind. It'd be beautiful. My fear, though, is then you do build the esports model. You have the top, the top 10% being absolutely god, and the lower 60 just being your generic, Salt City, essentially. I don't. The thing is, I don't want that for Northgard. I don't want Northgard to become another League of Legends or another CS:GO. I don't want that kind of community, and I think that's something where you and I would come into trying to promote detoxicity, which you can do as much as you want. It never will stop it, but I do.
That's one of the things. So Stephen, my friend Stephen, who's played a bit of I bought the game for him because I wanted him to play it. And one of the things that he said to me is, "Why do you keep playing this? And what makes it such a good game?" And one of the reasons that I love this game so much is the community and how positive it is. And I think sort of that's something that the devs and the people who run the community, so the streamers and
content creators,
the Discord,
and so on and so forth.
Discord, need to sort of pick up on and try and build it effectively. Because I think for games like Overwatch, which was just launched, and all people coming from all different types of games and that are already toxic, they're bringing that in. But for a game like this, if you can have an established community that already isn't that, people who come in and who are toxic are going to get shut down by the people
they'll get
who
assimilated, exactly.
And
the fear, though, is
instead of being toxic back.
There's 2 sides to that, because I see it. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Overwatch, it exploded because Blizzard just has billions of millions of dollars just to throw into advertising, so they can get as big of a fan base as they want. And Northgard is just going to have to win through word of mouth, right? That's just how it's gonna be. I think the problem, as much as I'm more of a pessimist on this, I think that eventually you hit what I like to call the max capacity of friendliness. You hit this point where there's 2-3 million people in this game, and it just becomes a bell graph. On one half of the community, yes, everyone is friendly, everyone's nice, everyone's polite, and 9 out of 10 games you will always join into people that are like, hey, please don't feast first winter. I'm going wolf, so I will clean your tiles. Just ping. Very polite, very courteous, kind, and friendly. And then there's the other half of the bell graph, and it's as soon as you start saying, oh well, this is the good half of Northgard. You've already acknowledged that there is a part of the community that has become toxic or has become negative. And I think after you can have 1,000 players, you can probably have up to about 5,000 to 6,000 people in a community that is as growing as well as Northgard, where it's beautiful. The people are friendly and so on and so forth. But when you hit that 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 100,000, 200,000, you hit those really massive numbers, you just can't stop it. There's a reason why a Twitch chat is never the most friendliest place to go, or even the Reddit is never the friendliest place to go, because there's just so many people. There is no line, So I would love that. I would love to see a team aspect for Northgard, because I absolutely agree. I do think that the way that the clans are stylized, they are very much so to blend with each other instead of stand alone. I also see, though, if you do go down that route, there's a reason I don't play MOBAs. There's a reason I don't play CS:GO, because of the fact I suck at shooting. There's a reason I don't play those games exclusively, because of the community that is already enveloped around them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's just my fear.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, and I agree with it, to be fair. It's just the way I would like to see things go, and in an ideal world.
No. In an ideal world, I would absolutely love to see that, where you have a wonderful community. But again, maybe it's just because I'm a giant douchebag, asshole, narcissist, whatever you want to label it. It's just I'll acknowledge the dark side of people before I acknowledge their light side, because I know how quickly people can become salty and sour after just the smallest of slights.
Yeah.
And especially something like Feast, if you have a new guy, and I'll be honest, if I'm playing in a 3v3 and some dude feasts through winter, boom, immediate harsh, I turn into a bad guy real quick, and that's my own personal thing I need to work on. I'll admit that. But trying to get 200,000 people to show that level of restraint is very, very, very difficult.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm at 4612. Are you anything you want to add before we move on?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Let's continue in 3, 2, 1, go.
To precise your question, a time limit win condition.
Okay.
It's an option that we
You good?
could add, but it's not something that we want to get. There is always somebody that will reach the fame victory or the wisdom victory. It's not that difficult.
I disagree with him about the fame thing, but that's just me.
And for autumn and spring, yeah, we would like to. But this time again, it's not that easy to do, and it has to add something very special to the game, because it's just a color variation. It's not useful.
I would love for
The extra map, the extra large map size. So yeah, we had this question a lot. It's something. The game has been thought to work on around 50 tiles map, so that people will be forced to meet one another quite early. This helps developing trade, which is important, and of course war. We could enlarge the maps, but I don't think it would be so much interest. But we could. Maybe we will. If there's a lot of people asking for it, it's not a priority right now.
Fair enough. He's just like stopped talking altogether again.
Are we
Yeah.
going to get new map tile sets apart from Northgard, such as this guard? If you do have this new tile set, it won't be for the release. Maybe in a DLC or something like that. But it would be quite fun. We have a lot of different ideas about where the game is going after its release. We thought, for example, about a naval extension in which player will be able to control
Oh,
their
naval
boat
confirmed.
and go to different islands.
Different islands. That's cool.
Hmm.
Would you like to add the game mode where the map isn't procedurally generated? This is called a campaign, Zachary. Campaign.
Oh, there we go. Was
Okay.
so we talked a bit about the campaign and how would it be random generation or would it be the same every
Set
time?
spawn. Yeah, set. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the same every time.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay, cool. Very
Yeah,
nice.
I think that's what he said.
Okay. Where are you, by the way?
4911. I had a
Oh, okay.
didn't fucking.
You're good. You're good. I
Press
backed up.
play.
I backed up. All right.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Several people are typing. Wow. Why is Yggdrasil so tiny in game? It's supposed to be to hold all of Midgard aloft.
It's not tiny.
Why is Yggdrasil so tiny in the game? Because
He even
if
answered it.
were taller, it would hide the tile behind him.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, that's a good answer. How do you pronounce it, by the way? How do you pronounce the Tree of Life?
Yggdrasil.
Ah, okay. Didn't know if I was saying it right. We need to find like
Watch the content
Swede.
creators and listen to their tips and opinions. So we cannot watch every stream of every videos that are made about Northgard. It's not something that we have the time to do. That I have the time to do because it would be my my responsibility. But I do watch a stream. Yeah, I do watch Northgard streams when I can, when I have the time to. But and if I can, I listen to their tips and opinion. But I really recommend for the content creators if they have feedback from the community. I think Clearcast did that with me. He just sent me a summary of everything the community said to him, and that's really helpful.
Can't forget to watch YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, what a job. What a life.
Can you pause a second?
More gameplay option.
Go ahead.
So you know how a while ago you said you were in contact with the devs?
Yes.
Is that Brioche or is that something else?
Yes. Same guy.
It is Brioche. Can you ask him if you can give me his details as well for that sort of thing, for people who come into my stream and say, "Oh, me and my friends think this," and I can sort of compile.
Yeah. Sure. I'll just let him know that you'll be messaging him every once in a while. Yeah, no, I can do that easy. Let me find him. Hang on, now I know where he is. He's gonna be in event planning. No.
Are you just in contact with them through Discord?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can get him through that then. I thought you had his email or something. That's fine.
No, it's just through Discord.
Okay.
Feedback every now and then that he gets from the community. Hope I spelled community wrong, but right, or oh well. Lol, oops. Where are you?
5103.
Oh, perfect. All right. Whenever you're ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Involving the surrounding oceans. Yes, maybe, but not right now. Will you make more tiles, not for special maps, but in general? Yes.
Shit.
Like, if you're speaking about special tiles, yes.
I wonder what it means by special tiles.
Like Showtime tile, I think.
Mm.
Yes, agent, but it's not the only thing I have to do, fortunately.
Someone is watching some loud ass TV.
Northgard on Intel cards, you have the solution to your problem in the FAQ on the Steam community page. You will just have to. Oh, you have a problem with FPS? Yeah, I don't think it's some. I don't know if the Intel HD 4000 is a recent card or is just something that went out 8 years ago. Because yeah, we also have a lot of well, not a lot, but some people are complaining about the UI with not adjustable under a certain.
I wish they would
screen
fix the
size.
black screening or the freezing, but you know,
The
whatever.
minimum screen size is already quite small. So yeah, if you want to play on the screen of a mobile phone.
Oh
yeah,
my
you
god,
need
what the fuck? Someone's just blasting
Northgard.
fucking The Office right now.
Any Huya release date?
You talking about
What
me?
is Huya?
No,
If it's
at my place.
Official release, it will be in the beginning of
Fuck, why are you
2018.
listening to it so loud?
Around February or March, I think. More February than March.
The end
Is
of the
there a
first
roadmap? The roadmap is
Sorry?
great content each
Doesn't matter.
month
I'll go myself.
until the release, and then great content. No spoilers on the new plan. Any new buildings? Yes.
Ooh, new buildings.
Oh, okay.
Agent Cade, would you add the option to add more effects and high settings for those with a beast computer? No, I don't think so. It's the game is not heavy right now, and we want to keep it that way. It's I think it's something that it is always good to have a game that is not 10 gigabytes. Yeah, the hotkeys is something that we want to do, but we didn't have the time yet.
Okay, so confirmation of hotkeys, that's good.
Yeah, I like that.
More military units.
I think they need to make the combat a little bit cleaner. I feel like it's really a lot of just throw your units at each other and then hope that you win. Sometimes there's some micro, but it just kind of...
It boils down to sort of whoever focuses better.
I was saying
really.
more
Mhm.
military units.
And more
It's a
units
possibility.
always win generally.
Hog riders. I love, you know, I used to play Clash of Clans all the time. Best
Yeah.
unit, easy.
Yeah, we will try to add the buttons return all villager to the previous work and rally point. It's something that we want to add.
Make hotkeys that select custom picked teams. Fenner is a god, big enough to eat the sun.
Actually, I don't think I got your question right.
Well, we're gonna get to 60 minutes real quick if he doesn't say anything.
Okay, Art. Right now it's a little bit more complicated than that. We have difference in attack speed between units, and that's not bad because it's a good way to nerf or up or buff a unit. However, we also have different damages between the different animation. This is going to change because it was causing different problems during multiplayer and single player games. For example, the villagers sometimes would be able to kill a wolf, but sometimes not, because if the wolf had all the good animation, he would deal so much damage to the villager that it would die before being able to kill. We'll be doing more events with the community. What are you talking about? What events?
Will you do more events for the community? What are you talking about? Yeah, more events. Like, will you? Oh, come on, Broshi.
The clan, we really want to add more unicity for the clan, but also it will require a lot of 3D rendering, and it will add a lot of weight to the game. So we'll try to do that, but with carefulness.
I would love for there to be a way to watch the resistance, like how much resistance is left on a unit instead of just a base number, you know?
Yeah.
Will you be able to control group buildings in the future? Okay, that's not something I've seen before, so I will just...
Why would you need to control group buildings and, like, what?
It's not a bad idea.
For what?
I don't understand.
I think that's more like a StarCraft question, like being able to control multiple buildings, but units just go straight to it. There's no like build time.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting question, I guess.
Are you going to add an option to see how many hit points remaining a unit has? Hit points, like a life, you know? Yeah. We want to add a life bar whenever a unit enters into a fight.
Oh, Agent is asking a really good question.
Well, life, the life bar will be displayed. Oh, I didn't read the... Yeah, because we can only see the maximum...
As much as I like him asking that question, I think it's a bit unfair for the people who have been streaming it from sort of day one. So like me, you, and people who are the stream who...
I'll check this out.
Sort of, we're not big streamers, but we stream regularly and consistently. And then if they bring in people who are massive streamers... Like for example,
oh, here, can we just pause at? Well, let's just pause it. Let's just pause it there because that's basically an hour, anyways.
So, for example, if they bring in somebody like Summit, if they gave him a free copy of the game and he played it, and sort of 15,000 people, however many people watch him at the minute, and the game just explodes.
Yep.
And then a lot of big streamers come in.
Yep.
It takes away from the people who've put in the effort and making that content and making streams. Like for me, for example, I don't do YouTube. So my only sort of content creation...
Your community is
Twitch.
Through the stream.
Yeah, so, and then if big people come in, people aren't going to come to my stream. And sort of, and the work that I put in to go from, so I had, when I started streaming again, it was only a couple of weeks ago, I had like 3 or 4 viewers per stream, and at the minute I don't have that many because it's getting late. But, you know, I'm consistently getting 9 to 12 viewers per stream instead now. And sort of it's taking time to build that up. And
I understand that.
In loads of famous people who've been with the game early on, aren't going to get any recognition, and that's something that frustrates me. Just as a rant and a point to make.
I'm going to play devil's advocate on this one because I've been on both sides of this because I used to be in a different community called Planetary Annihilation. And at one point I was the #1 streamer for the game. Because I would wake up, go to school, come back at about 3:30, and then stream till 9 every day. I mean, like every single day, Monday through Sunday. And then on weekends it was even crazier. I'd probably wake up about 1 and go till 10. Right. And there would every once in a while, there would be that one guy that comes in with like 17,000 viewers to just play the game out of nowhere, and on one hand, I do absolutely agree that it does, it does take away from the main community drivers, the content creators, the YouTubers, and the streamers that, like you said, they do really put in a lot of time and effort. At the same time, though, there will always, when someone like Summit comes in to play the game, on one hand, it is good because that's 17,000 people that wouldn't have seen this game, right?
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand where you come from, and they need that exposure to grow the game, to build the sort of their revenue.
It's scummy, but it's a business. This is still a business.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course it is, and they're trying to make money. That's what it's all about. But I think if they do something like that, they should also give the opportunity and sort of highlight the people who've put in the effort.
No, absolutely,
not
absolutely.
Just saying me, but for example, like Metal Bear, I don't know how much he streams. Just a person that I can see in the Discord.
Right.
They should give recognition. So, for example, I tag Shadow Games and do hashtag Northgard in all my tweets and things, and nobody's ever retweeted it or
every once in a while you get like a like or something.
You put in, like, oh, thanks for streaming our game so often, or just anything at all. Like, they've not given me any recognition, and I think they would need to give some recognition through them, so everybody goes from Summit to Shadow Games Northgard on Twitter. They don't go through us to them. I think they need to pump some of that back into the people who've given sort of their time to do an early game.
What I've seen when the guys like Summit and those people come in, there is always people of that 17,000 that do veer off from the Summits and those guys because they want to see how the game is actually played, right? There's always that like, and it's never like 90% of Summit's community jumps on board to Metal Bear or you or me. It's only like maybe a couple hundred people at the most, which is still a massive number in comparison to what we currently get, right?
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate in this case. I would like for them to give it to famous YouTubers and streamers because again, that's just free publicity, and yeah, we do. Smaller channels will always get pushed into the shadow. That's just how it happens, What I think would happen though, when the Summits or the Phantom Lords or so on and so forth come in, they will dominate the YouTube community, the content community, but that's where Shiro Games can play favoritism with the people that have put in their time. So if there is ever like an event or a tournament, the Summits and stuff and the people like that, they will eventually leave. The YouTubers will always leave a game after about a month. It's usually after about 3 weeks they get bored with it and they leave because it isn't the new thing to play. Because they're there to play and scream and go on and so on and so forth. They won't always stay on one game like we will because we like the game, because we're there for the game. And that's where we get that extra boost, because now there is a extra part of the community that came in from these people, staying for a little bit and then leaving, that are now there to watch us, it shakes off a couple of the viewers from them onto us. And then when we have events, we have tournaments, and we have organizations, and then we are there instead of the Summits. Yeah, the Summits and those guys were here, but we stayed. We stayed for the spoils of the people, them being here,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really think about it like that, but fair enough.
No, I absolutely do agree. It is really shitty when you've been streaming for 9 hours and then you go onto the Twitch channel to host that other dude that only has 2 viewers, and then there's one dude with 178 viewers, and you're like, well, what the hell? Where's my piece? Where's my cut? And this is where the shitty part is. It doesn't matter how many hours you put in. At the end of the day, it's really how much fun did you have, because you only get paid in funds, happiness and hugs here, because until you are the number one or the top, I would say 15 streamers in Twitch, you're never going to have that level of job security that they do. You just never will.
Definitely.
And it really sucks, because you put in you can put in 40, 50 hours of streaming in one day, and you might only get 1 follower. I mean, hell, I've been streaming now for almost 6 hours, and I haven't had a single follower. You know. And then there's other days where you come on, you stream, and you get 30 followers, 2 subscribers, and $100 donations, you know, which is fantastic for us. But for the top 15 streamers in the world, that's normal. You know, only getting 30 followers is considered extremely low for someone who has 30,000 viewers, you know. And I think what Agent is trying to get at here is bringing in those massive communities, you know. There's a you know, it's like tourist destinations, right? There's a reason why there's a town that centers around the tourist industry. You know, we are kind of like the people that live in that tourist community. Yes, we can live and exist there, but whenever those buses come in with 40,000 people, that's when we really make the money. That's when we really excel, because once those buses leave and people come back to experience it again, that's when we'll be there. You know.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So.
Fair enough.
That's that. Do you want to look at the patch notes?
Yeah, can do.
All right. Let me pull that up real quick.
Not the patch notes. Shit.
But yeah, it does suck because you put in so much time and you're just like, okay, can I get a little bit of support now? And you just get no response, and it's just like, fuck me, dude. Like, give me something, Shiro, you know. And that's why I've kind of accepted that I'm not gonna get any help from them, in terms of, come on, pop it up, like recognition and stuff. That's why I just post myself into the Reddit, and then I come in and talk to you guys, because it's not like I'm gonna get love, you know, kisses and hugs from the Reddit either.
Fair enough. Okay, I have the patch notes up.
Okay, yeah, same. There we go.
The first thing on there is the goat buff, and I don't really think the goat needed a buff.
I think this makes goat actually stronger than wolf.
Yeah, because goat was playable against a wolf.
They were viable.
Yeah, it was like when I played with Shadow, he was goat, I was wolf.
Yeah, exactly.
And he always played goat, and he has a really good win round on goat. So I don't think they needed a buff. Having said that, I don't think it makes that much difference.
Okay.
I like the free feast thing. But it kind of feels like that you have to use a lot of feasts before you use that free feast.
Yeah. When I was kind of looking over this, a lot of this felt like it was, I wouldn't say situational, but like the barricades increase the villagers' resistance by 30 instead of 20. That's nice in general, but like the only time I've ever used barricades where it was super viable and it was like, wow, I'm so glad I have barricades, was when I was going for lore, and then I had control over the super sword. So I had the three lore masters already there. I had the tower, I had my army there, and then I had like healers plus like 1 or 2 extra villagers, because I'd always put a healing hut there, so I would have barricades, and then I'd have healers to heal after the fact. You know, so I would have 10 or like 5 or 6 extra villagers there that just wouldn't physically freaking die because they had their health and then this like 30% bonus. So as long as I was, you know, aware of where they were in the fight, I could just back them out and then they'd be good to go, you know.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, teamwork is nice. I feel like it's kind of like something for when you hit late game and you're like, okay, I've got a free feast now because, you know, I've already put in 12, so my cost is like 750 or something like that. You know, it's nice. But it's not gonna, yeah, like you said, it's not game changing. I think the sheepfolds though, going from 60 to 80, is gonna be deadly. It's going to kill a lot of other clans.
Yeah. That is, I think that will make a difference, particularly because Shadow. The first thing Shadow does is get a sheepfold up.
Yeah, and then he feasts.
If he's getting a sheepfold up earlier, then it's just going to make it sort of better.
Yeah, it allows you to feast so much more often. Exactly.
Bear buff.
Bear buff.
I think it did need a buff. But I haven't read through it yet, so I don't actually know what the buff was.
So food production has been, I guess, reduced, so it's 30. So now so it's really nice because
it does wood consumption as well.
Yeah, wood consumption is massive.
Yeah, that like I noticed that today when I was playing. We played one game and I played bear.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that I had like +6 wood in winter.
Yeah.
Without a forest, and I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit, how? See, that is how. I think that's probably quite good, but personally, I think for me,
Mm-hmm.
economy wasn't my issue with bear. I didn't struggle with wood. I didn't struggle with food.
Mm-hmm. I feel like most of the clans right now do struggle with wood consumption. I don't know, or like the wood, like constructing buildings in general. I don't know if that's just maybe me because I'm always trying to like build stuff, but like I always feel like I need to build a second woodcutter's lodge just so I hit that like productive infrastructure rate.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I usually like for me I always spend the wood as soon as I get it. So I always
Mhm.
think, okay, this is what I'm gonna build next. As soon
Mhm.
as I've got the wood, I build it.
Exactly.
So having a higher wood production isn't bad for my game style.
Yep.
Particularly on bear, I think.
Winter festival reduction, loss of food during winter goes from 10 to 30. 30 is massive
Yeah.
because you have the first buff.
That makes going for that one more viable now. Like I didn't used to go down that far, that route down.
Mhm.
Words. I didn't used to go down that low route that far. I didn't go to the end.
Mhm.
Like I do the top one and then trading and then the middle one.
Yeah.
Generally, when I play there, because of the meta, because of Wolf Rush, and that's generally what you do. And rushing is the best strategy, regardless of what clan you play. But I think that makes it sort of a more viable option, particularly if you're going for a low win or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say exactly. It kind of depends on what I'm looking to do with the bear at that time. So like if I'm going for a more militaristic, I usually go the middle, then the top, or middle then bottom. But if I'm going for like a trade or an economy game, I usually go top then bottom, because like 30% food reduction, and then plus the food production, you already have that 60% food consumption, or food
reduction,
whatever the phrasing is, that you don't have to lose, which is massive.
Yeah, that is pretty huge.
You know, I mean,
the second one, don't think it makes a difference at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like doesn't change anything whatsoever.
Can we talk about the clan Raven or the Raven clan, please? Because oh my god,
I haven't read through it yet. With the range tech, the Raven Scout can no longer be hurt and consume no food. It consumes no food.
No food whatsoever. No food.
Okay, yeah, that is strong.
That's why I was fangirling earlier.
Raven Wolf might be a good combo then. Just purely for the scouting. If you like for the rush, if you can scout quicker, you get a rush. I mean, it's not that strong because even if you scout super fast, you have to wait until after you've got King, it doesn't matter. But wait until Winter 2 before it actually counts the win on your profile. But once you've got that and you're just playing to win games, it doesn't matter if you win actually or win to get your.
If I had to look for a duo comp, I would still say Goat Wolf is the strongest. Yeah. But if I was looking for a trio, I would probably say, unless the enemy team has a Wolf, I would say Bear, Goat, Raven is the strongest.
Yeah, that's what we played earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It was. I mean, I have the economy to just basically backdoor and harass as long as I don't get really that pressured. Goat constantly feasts, and then with the bear who can basically counter any wolf aggression because of the extra health. I mean, you really can't stop it. It's really powerful.
Yeah. I agree with that buff, so it did definitely.
Oh, they needed a massive buff. Here's the thing, though. Where's the stag in all of this? Like, I never hear anything about the stag anymore. I feel like they've just kind of gone into obscurity.
Fizzled out, yeah.
You know?
I think the stag needed some changes in this patch, particularly.
Yeah. Like,
so it's just not really a clan that anybody really plays because, one, it's not particularly interesting, and two, it's not a very good clan to play.
Well, yeah, exactly. I feel like the stag... Well, I always thought that the raven was kind of like... It was a mutation of the stag. And now they've made this mutation very good. You know, I used to call it the weakest clan because the raven, in my opinion, was the weakest clan. But now I would say that... Well, let's go. What's your from top to bottom, weakest to strongest clans?
Weakest to strongest.
Or sorry, strongest to weakest. Sorry, it's stupid.
Strongest can make it Wolf's strongest.
Okay,
for sure.
After the buff?
Wolf.
Or after the change?
Yeah, I still
Okay.
don't think it's. I don't think the change makes enough difference.
Mm-hmm.
So wolf strongest, then goat,
Okay.
raven, bear, stag. I think stag is the weakest now
Okay.
after all buffs.
I would say that it honestly depends on the skill level for first place, because I would say if you have a goat player that knows what they're doing, they could kill a wolf, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, I would stick it. I would still say wolf, goat. I would say bear first, over raven still, and then
I
stag.
haven't been through the rest of the raven thing, so I'm not sure what it is.
Okay.
I'll tell
Basic.
you what, we'll go through the rest of the patch notes and then I'll answer that question.
All right. Well,
I think the mercenaries, I don't know if 50% enough. I think I would rather have the mercenaries slightly reduced, like less health, less damage, but you be able to control them.
I was actually fine with the mercenaries just running around and doing their thing. I actually think that they still need a weapon buff, because they only hit for 7, and that it can't
I
kill a
think maybe
tower.
what they should do then is, or what they could do, a way to sort of combat that is when you upgrade your harbor, you get more damage.
Yeah, that'd be
Like
good.
the same as up.
Yeah.
Or maybe have 2 upgrades to the harbor. So you have the prior upgrade, the current one, and then the second one you use iron, and it's like a improved tools kind of thing. And that makes it better.
Oh, would be really cool is if you could have 2 different directional upgrades for your harbor, so you could have one that is more focused towards an industrial trade kind of raven, so your sailors produce, instead of the 30% already, they now produce an extra 15, right?
Yeah, no, that's cool actually. I really
and
like
then
that
you could
idea.
also have,
then you can focus it on
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, you can focus it depending on. So if you have a lot of tiles, then you're probably going to want to focus it on a trade one. But if you don't have so many, then you're not going to be going for a trade win. So you go damage.
Exactly, and like
also depends on the game type.
You're right, which allows more flexibility. Because right now,
that's a really cool idea actually.
I think the three is a solid number for the mercenaries number. The damage is just it's too weak in the sense that I can't instant. It's not that I don't want to instant kill villagers. I should have to spend some time killing the villagers, but typically speaking, the other team knows I have 500 fame, and they know I have mercenaries coming for them, and there probably already is a tower on their base or on their shore. So I need to be able to kill the villagers on the tile and then still have enough at least health or damage to not destroy a tower at the same time, but damage it severely to the point where it forces the receiver of my mercenaries to spend some time to work with it. Because if you only have like 4 or 5 villagers, you can easily overpower the mercenaries with a tower on the tile. If you get like 3 villagers and 2 hunters plus a tower, you can kill the mercenaries no problem, and you won't even take any real damage as long as you micro well. And that's just my mercenaries shouldn't get just overrun by like 3 villagers in a tower. 5 villagers, yes, absolutely. But I should be able to deal some significant damage to their economy for 210 gold.
Yeah. It's expensive for what you get from them.
Yeah, that's the thing too. That was another thing, because I mean, I sent, when we played that one game, I sent 1, 2, 3, 4. I sent 5 mercenary ratings out, right? So that was almost 1,000 something gold. That it's not like that gold just magically comes back to me either. I only get, if we look at it, I get 60 food if rated on empty tiles, 80 food if rated on food providing tile, 5 iron or stone if rated, so on and so forth. I'm spending 210 gold for 60 food essentially. That's not a good trade, I'm getting 210 food or 210 gold for 80 food, assuming that I attack a main tile, Yeah. That's just, it's incredibly expensive. So make it worth my time to spend 210 gold for only 3 mercenaries, right? And if you look at it in terms of, go ahead.
Sorry. I guess you're not really attacking for that bonus though. You're attacking to harass.
Right, the damage, the harassment, yeah. but I need more of an incentive than just 80 food, and maybe I like severely wound a villager, you know?
I suppose.
Because as long as the defender is sentient, they'll probably just back off the villager and send in another one. And then as long as their healers aren't busy dealing with, someone pushing in on them. And again, this is also on the assumption that the Raven clan has someone attacking the front for them. You know?
Colonization, I don't think that wasn't an issue.
Oh god, the colonization is so good.
Yeah, but it wasn't an issue before. Like, you could still colonize areas very easily with money.
Oh no! It was rough. It was rough as hell before this.
Oh,
Oh, well then I guess we had differing opinions, because I feel like this new version, or this new.
It's only 10% though. Like, the difference it makes isn't massive, and for me, whenever I played Raven, my issue wasn't the amount of tiles that I could get. That wasn't why I didn't play Raven. I always had enough tiles, or could get enough tiles.
Oh, okay. I seem to never have enough tiles or money, whichever came first.
Fair enough. Well, Wolf and Earth, wild animals. I don't like we talked about that.
Yeah, this did nothing.
Did nothing really. It's still the strongest clan. The happiness might make a little bit of a difference, but I think it just slows down sort of the progression.
Yeah.
Of your economy. It doesn't slow down the rush at all.
Well, I think we talked about this. It doesn't stop the wolf. It just moves the window back for the wolf rush. So you're still gonna get wolf rushed. Maybe it's the first spring instead of the first year, but
yeah,
it doesn't stop what's gonna happen. So. There's now a cooldown when breaking an attack. So it looks like they took care of the
animation skipping.
Animation skip.
Enhance the animation synchronization, fix the damage where different animations dealt different amounts damages. I did not know that was a bug. Farmer, miner, and smith get 10% attack bonus.
Good. I mean, it's easier to defend against wolves.
Yeah, the spell come up. Yeah, so I don't.
I feel like number 4 just was specifically for Raven, but even then, as the Raven clan with my Rangers bonus, I don't need it because I'm not going to lose health for it. I don't need a third. I don't need a third scout.
I think that was sort of a preparing sort of patch addition. So the guy mentioned in the thing that you wouldn't be able to scout enemy tiles unless you had an upgraded.
I get you.
I'm adding that in to prepare for it, I guess. The color thing is just a quality of life thing, I guess.
Yeah,
not really important.
That's all right, I guess.
Yeah, good. I am pleased that they are putting out small patches as well as major updates as well. Though, like hot fixes and things like that for bugs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't really think that there's. Again, I still think that the only real issue right now is they need to give Stag something.
Yeah.
I feel like all of these are nice, but like.
Although,
go ahead.
Sorry. Go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say like in the game we played, yeah, we saw a Stag, but he really wasn't much of a game changer. He didn't really do anything in terms of like, oh shit, watch out guys, there's a Stag player on their team. We were more worried about the wolf and the Raven on their team.
Yeah.
So
I think for me with Stag, I played one game of Stag in multiplayer. I have definitely not played enough to know what the weak points are and what the strong points are, and what needs to change to make it a viable clan. That's how bad of a clan it is. I haven't even played it enough to know like why it's bad.
I
just know that it's a terrible clan.
For the 16-ish games I've played, the most pressing thing that I found was a lot of things revolve around their happiness because they are obviously the Stag clan, which is no problem. It's more of their weapon damage is based off of how much happiness they have. So the ability is Young and Proud, and I don't know if you know the details of it, but basically it's just like gear upgrades. Basically, you have a certain amount of happiness, you get a certain amount of weapon damage, you get And that's fine. It makes sense. The problem with that, though, is that varies very quickly. So, like, at least for when I play Stag, I never really have enough people to put, I need, if I need, 4 or 5 House of Scalds, or whatever the correct name is, if I need to put 8 villagers into this so that I can match the Wolf Clan, I don't have the food capabilities to sustain that. And I also don't even have the food tiles to man that many, House of Scalds. So it's a very fine balancing act between food and happiness. And if they really wanted to do that, I think it'd be really nice if they did it kind of like the Raven, where you're just like, as long as you're a Scalds, no food cost, no problem, I think that they have the value of great deeds, which gives you like +1 money, which is great. But again, I feel like they're more financed towards a trade victory, which, at least in this current meta, that's not the meta. You want to have damage, you want to be able to go out and stop a wolf rush. You don't need money to do that. You need units and strength, and obviously with a happiness meter telling you whether you have +5 or +10 against a wolf berserker that hits you for +25 extra, that's an important number,
Yeah, no, I agree.
So.
I agree. Well, I think we've covered quite a lot tonight, and I'm fucking knackered. So I think I'm gonna call it a day there.
Yeah, I need to go have dinner, so I'll probably be coming back on later tonight, but I'll probably be streaming some Siege or something.
Oh, nice. Well, I will, if you're streaming
tomorrow.
What time is it where you are now?
Sorry, it's 6:16 right now.
6:16. No, I definitely won't be that long. Never mind. I don't know if I'll be able to stream tomorrow because I'm going to my friends in the evening. Might have to be Sunday afternoon.
Okay, well, I'll definitely be streaming Northgard later tomorrow for sure. So I don't know, I'll just harass.
I'll put it on.
Harass Shadow or something.
I'll watch and harass your chat.
Thanks, man.
All right, I'm gonna head off then.
All right, see you later. Peace. All right. So that's going to be it for me for now, guys. I'm going to head off and have dinner real quick. I'll probably be gone for about an hour and a half. Then we'll be coming back and playing some Siege once I come back. So thank you to everyone that was here for the stream. You guys are fantastic. And shout out to everyone who, to Pursue and Broshi for the AMA, the discussion, all that. I will be posting all this later when I get the chance. So thank you to everyone that was here for this stream video thing that I'll have to post to YouTube because I don't have any editing equipment. My name is Ghost. The guy you heard was Pursue. I'll be having all of his information down below. I'm saying this bit for the YouTube video for the people that are watching the stream. Thank you for being here. You guys are fantastic and wonderful and excellent and all the other stuff. For everyone watching the YouTube video, I hope you guys have a good afternoon, good night. I'll see all you guys later, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.